Pass them both on the wet part of the racetrack. Oh, he swings left and right, didn't he? Trying to put Morris up, Morris. Oh! That was so close. The fastest race of the season, the Carnival of Speed, the home of all things 200 miles an hour. Call it what you like, but it's always a special day when GPVWC goes Italian. Round 13 of the WTF1 GPVWC Superleague 2018 season comes at you live tonight from the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. Joshua Anderson here for Sim News TV. Yes, I am back. Don't adjust your sets. It really is me, very much here in the flesh. Hashtag don't call it a comeback. Been here for years, but alongside me is someone who hasn't been here for years, but he is saying Buonasera to you all tonight. He's our very own DC, except he's not Scotch, but what he is Oxford's finest export, David Carter. David, fantastic to have you here, and what is a fantastic race.
Pleasure to be here, Josh, and thank you very much, and thanks to everyone who's tuning in with us now. Say it's a pleasure to be here again, obviously stepping in again for this round, and I'll tell you what, really exciting. Obviously, we've had a couple of cracking events in the last couple of days with Formula Challenge and Super Cup, and hopefully for more of the same this evening.
Quite so indeed. Monza always lends itself to good racing, and today should be no exception to that rule. We have a fantastic looking practice time sheet right here at the moment. It's very close between all the cars, and well, I've been gone for a while, but it's good to see that things are as close as ever, and we have some fantastic looking drivers in the cars today. We'll be going through those in qualifying for sure as that starts to get ever closer, but for certain, I am definitely looking forward to this because I'm looking at the timesheet, and without spoiling anything, there are a couple of names I was not expecting.
No, I say it's been a very interesting development since the last round at Spa, and I say I won't reveal. I'll let Josh reveal it, but a couple of world-class drivers, you could say, who's won championships in the past, and I say I'm very excited to see what they can deliver this evening.
Yeah, they're serious about the stuff, these guys, and, well, I would not be surprised if we see some seriously surprising results from teams who have these drivers. I think we're up for something great, as obviously drivers now just being briefed on the qualifying regulations as they always were, but, you know, this is nothing new. We're looking forward to the proceedings that are about to occur in this qualifying session here at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. Fastest track on the calendar, arguably, maybe by average speed, too. You can hit some serious speeds here.
That's right. I say we're probably looking at the race being about an hour and 20, maybe an hour and a half. We may be having a touch of rain as well. We've had rain in the last 2 rounds, but say we've looked at the forecast. There is definitely a chance of rain and heavy thunderstorms as well. So that may happen, but at the moment it's been dry for quite a while now. But yeah, it's going to be some seriously quick action, a lot of slipstreaming, hopefully a lot of overtaking as well. But hopefully the same old Super League as it has been all season, just lots and lots of good action.
Yeah, it's what Super League's known for, and it's what I've had the pleasure of commentating on in the past, and I'm sure there's going to be even more of it today as we just wait for qualifying to occur, and what a qualifying session it'll be. For those unfamiliar with the format here at GPVWC Super League, it is a 20-minute qualifying session, I believe, and unlimited laps. The only hitch is that drivers, if they want to go into the pit lane, they must do that and escape off before they go back on track. If you escape on track, you are not allowed to rejoin the session for the remainder of the time. It's basically just to stop people from... It's kind of realistic thing, actually, Connor. It's a lot like almost being towed back. You know, you wouldn't, even in an actual Formula 1 car, be able to just instantly go back on track. It keeps realism in it.
Exactly. There's no escape button while you're on the track, you know, trying to set fast laps around Monza, you know, or anything like that. And if you know, so you have to drive back to the pits. You know, I think it's the right thing to do. It's realistic, you know. And I'm glad that GPVWC has implemented that rule for all series that they do. So, you know, it's they're all just queuing up in the pit lane now. It's good to see that realism is key here at Super League, and hope it stays that way for the long future.
Yeah, quite so. Super League, it is a 15-minute qualifying session. I overestimated it by 5 minutes. I've been away for a while, do excuses. But we are going here in Super League here. The series, which is pretty much the closest you can get to managing an F1 team without being Lawrence Stroll. And as the drivers go out on track here right now, we are going to see who's going to get the laps in. Drivers just hurrying out, really. I think a lot of people want to get a banker lap in, and I do not blame them with the loads of the weather threatening some rain perhaps as we go on. But notable ones to look out for in this qualifying session. Luke Browning is one of them in that Storm Racing car. Note the new livery. It's a Monza special. Very red, trying to get their hands on the Tifosi, I feel. Browning, though, going to be a real interesting quantity. He's had great results in Super Cup, and I think he's able to transfer that into Super League as well. Of course, championship leader Alex Siebel as well. Disaster last race out. Needs to make amends this time out. Bristol Cabot, his teammate, always kind of sat in his shadow, but wants to strike out for his own for himself today. And everyone else on that field is going to be looking for the all-elusive pole position round a track where power in your engine really does matter. So expect a lot of Martex teams to be using the slipstream here, David, because their engines do not have as much power as the others.
Well, it's one of those things where you expect maybe the teammates to... I mean, you see everyone's very close together, so everyone's got a thing that's... I think if everyone's got the same thing in mind, no matter what the engine at the moment, they might be looking for a tow or a slipstream down the long straights here, of course, but particularly at the end of qualifying, expect the teammates to do some slipstreaming and trying to help them prepare the grid in the final stages of this. But I say, mentioning about Alex Siebel there, obviously he had the unfortunate incident last time up with the DNF as Mike Quintu lagged in front of him and he had nowhere to go but hit the back of his car. So he's going to be looking to get his championship lead, if extended possibly here with a good result. He's pretty much been win or bust. He either wins or comes second, or he has a DNF. It's really, really, I'd say, a win or bust season for Alex Siebel, but hoping to get his championship charge back on track.
Yeah, Alex Siebel, we talk about the dominance he's had in Super League, but as you rightly say, he has been all or nothing, very much a gambling man in that sense. He's either been first, second, or he's not finished the race. So Alex Siebel, really, he is all or nothing. He's a lot like Yaltayan in that respect, who's just behind him in the championship standings, of course. Yaltayan himself, he either goes all out, or he just doesn't race. He only knows maximum attack.
It does indeed, and as a result of the results in the Spa last time out, I said the championship has closed an awful lot, and I say it's very, very close now between the ACR and the Edge guys there. Very, very close now in the championship. All four drivers actually still have a good chance of actually winning this championship. But I say if it was my money that I'd put on, I'd still back Alex Siebel at the moment. You know, he's just have to iron out those mistakes. Of course, he had the back of the grid penalty last time out at Spa. That's why he's quite far down in the grid, and because of that, that's how come he managed to get in that incident with Mike Quint and make him DNF. So little things like that he has to iron out, for mistakes to get these back of the grid penalties. But I say, as long as he's put on pole, there's a lot less risk to get involved in these incidents.
Yeah, Siebel just needs to get his eye back in, and I reckon he could probably have a good shot in the championship too. But I tell you this, David, if there was ever a track where there could be an upset in qualifying, it's here at Monza. And I tell you this, Petter Burlak right there in the edge car at the moment could potentially do it. Remember, Quasar powered. He's doing quite well in pole position at the moment. Really not much in it between him and Siebel. But look at third, Liam Duval in the Hawkeye as well, the Talos powered car. That is a move from Storm Racing, actually. Duval replacing Alex Cooper in the number 2 there. And, well, he's very much a talented driver indeed. Liam de Brickball, as I like to call him. I had the pleasure of commentating on his second place at Melbourne at the season opener, and he knows what he is doing. He really is a class act.
He is indeed, and it's a shame really for Storm, because obviously they're losing out on their best driver there, Liam Duval. You know, he's been the only driver to score points all season pretty much for that in the Storm team. And letting go to Hawkeye, as Mike Pittman very, very rightly said in the scrutiny, it's a disaster for Storm in many respects. Now trying to pick up the pieces now with Bart DeVos in the Storm car. But improvement, obviously, going into the Hawkeye car, and Duval now looks like he's found his form again. You know, got the spark back, so to speak, and now his performances seem to be improving as a result. Of course, last time out at Spa as well, we had the Evolution. You know, Dennis Jordan getting the surprise pole position there. Obviously, they had a good setup. All the car suits that track, so don't be surprised. And again, another fast track here, very, very high average speeds like Spa. So don't be surprised if you see them challenge for the pole as well this evening.
Yeah, don't be surprised, and don't be surprised if Duval is up there. In fact, he's already got a bit of a following, it seems, watching this broadcast. Hashtag Team Leadjam as well. That's going to get trending if we keep that going. But yeah, Duval absolutely going to be up there. And I tell you what, another person will go throughout the rest of this qualifying session is Yannick Bock there in the Evolution car. Now, he has had significant experience in the Super Cup with YTF1. And he's very, very talented. He's done some great things with the team, the Cheshire-based team. Moved up to Super League here with Evolution, and he is not half a bad driver indeed. He is going to be right up there.
He is indeed, because I've seen him a couple of times in, I think it's a Super Cup race at Hungary, that round there, and he did a very, very impressive job winning one of the races there. He's coming to Evolution and just, you know, hit the ground running. And the important thing is, he's pushing his teammate all the way. They're always very close on track, as you see at the moment. They're only 100th difference in qualifying. And that, I think, is also pushing Dennis Jordan as well to up his game as well. So you see two very class drivers in a car that's got definitely got pole potential, because they did last time out, but potentially, if things go their way, race winning potential as well. And just one thing I have noticed is actually is the top 7 guys at the moment separated by a 10th and a half. So that is extremely ridiculously close between the guys, and there's top 17 covered by a second.
Well, you don't get much closer than that, do you? And I'm reliably informed, actually. A bit of breaking news here. Bart DeVos, who is supposed to be in that number 9 Storm car, has had a power outage. So this is now not looking good for the Belgian. We do hope he gets in the session and gets to have a lap done, but power outage means you've got to restart your whole computer, so it may not happen. And well, obviously, we hope Bart does get in and get a shot at the qualifying here. Otherwise, he will start from the pit lane, as I think is the rule if you don't set a qualifying time. But yeah, DeVos really could be in trouble if he doesn't get back in. But he has got 7 minutes and 45. So with some luck, this is only a temporary blip, and he can get back in the session. Chris Shepard has moved up to 7th in amongst all this on a 1:19.559, and we are going to be looking at the hundredths of a second here, because it is that close at Monza. It is generally does lend itself to close racing, as we say, because there's not too many slow corners here. It's very, very fast. You've got the first chicane, the Retafilo chicane, then you got the chicane directly after it, then you got the Ascari chicane and the Parabolica are the main corners, and of course the 2 Lesmos, but they're quite fast.
They are indeed. I'd say you need, I think, around this track, obviously very, very good setup, obviously low drag, low wings as well, but also a very nimble car to get through these chicanes as well. So it's important to get the chassis set up just right for these chicanes. Obviously throw the car in to try and get as much speed as you can. Just a very nimble chassis, but you can get away with it with the low wings as well. You're in for a very, very fast car indeed. And to expect some surprises as well around a track like this. Obviously, everyone's got very, very similar power as well, and a lot of teams have gone down the same sort of development route as well during the season. A couple of teams have gone a slightly different way, for example, like Red Bull Street Fighter, who've certainly dropped behind in the development race for sure. But I think it's like something like 8 teams covered by a theoretical 0.2 of a second around this racetrack. So it's going to be very, very, very close indeed between the cars. And I say expect surprises as a result of that.
Yeah, this could be one of those races where it's a bit like Monaco, actually. It could go any way. As long as you qualify well, you've got a chance. But even here, if you don't qualify well, you've got a chance. Because as we say, it's close running anyways. Alex Siebel reaffirms himself at the top of the timesheets with 6 minutes to go. He's posted a 1:19.2. Goes a full 10th ahead of Jordan. And that might not seem like much anywhere else. But as we keep saying, at Monza, it could mean a lot.
Could mean a lot indeed, and I say, you know, it'll get to a stage where in a couple of minutes' time, I reckon that you will see the teammates slipstreaming each other, trying to get that extra half a tenth or a tenth down each straight. So expect that to happen soon. But obviously, Siebel now with that advantage, he's in the hot seat, isn't he? Hot seat pole. I'd say he's just coming round actually the final corner. He's going to come into the pit cell and going to probably bolt on a fresh set of the ultra soft tyres, and they go again in this stage. But say as no one really going a bit faster. You've got Burlak setting a personal best through the first sector there as he's going around the second of the Lesmos now. He's behind Chris Shabdu, lets him through. But I say no one really improving so much so far. But keep an eye for Burlak at the moment. He's currently P3 and trying to set. That's again another personal best through the second sector as well. He's 800s behind Siebel. He rides the curve a little bit too much there, goes in the gravel a little bit there. But potentially still on for a very good time.
Yeah, it could be on for a good time here, and obviously it's worth keeping an eye on the live timing. There is actually a sheet for the live timing enthusiasts of you out there at raceview.nl, and you click on the GPV one, or go to the GPV homepage and click on the live timing link there. Of course, our live timing is powered by raceview.nl, which I think is the pet project of one Stefan Ruolt, actually, Supercup driver, and we are very thankful for that, and it's great that we have partnered up with him to bring you this brilliant live timing so you can see exactly how quick everybody is, and keep an eye on the kilometers an hour speed traps as well. I'm trying to keep an eye on Alex Siebel's KPH because I'm being told that's quite interesting.
There's some cars that, well, I'm in miles an hour, I must admit, so I can't do the conversion quite as well, but I see some cars doing 215 miles an hour down the front straight, which is a hell of a rate, I must admit. But I've just noticed Yannick Box on the PB as well, which is currently a tenth faster than what he was in his previous best. He's going around Parabolica now. He's still going to be behind Siebel by looks of things, but he's going to come across the line now. It's a 19.4, so he improves a little bit, and he goes ahead of Risto Capit. Actually, it's Evolution again. Try not these big boys off down the pecking order, aren't they?
They're not off bad, are they? Definitely. They are doing a great job of it here at Revolution today. And, well, I'm just looking at the speed track, actually. Yeah, 350 kilometers an hour or there or thereabouts versus most people. Siebel, 3.573. That's going to be touching 220 miles an hour. And he is really pushing hard now as well. But the thing I'm looking at is Costa has gone purple in the last sector and gone right behind him. He must be losing the time in the slow corners and on corner exit with Siebel. And that could hurt him because people will get the strip screen more.
It's very possible. Costa had a brilliant final sector. He went Parabolica really, really well there. The thing is, people are going to focus on that top end speed though, because obviously it can be more difficult to follow the car behind to follow you, and sometimes you just get a good drive out the corner, particularly the chicanes. That's really what matters, you know. Maybe not necessarily corners like Lesmos and Parabolicas of this world. They might want to sacrifice there for a few extra miles an hour down the straight.
Yeah, might be worth sacrificing a little bit of corner exit and corner grip for that couple of extra K. Alex Siebel going to come across the line. Look how much he's holding to the right there. He was desperate for any improvement he could get, and he got it. He got himself a bit more of an improvement, 1:19.1.
I say Siebel, he gives him the slipstream actually downstream. So the team collaboration, you could say, is already out in force with 2 minutes to go here, as ACR are already working on that. And don't be surprised to see some more teams doing that as well. But now Capit heading towards the end of the first sector there, and he's actually down in his own time. He's 200s slower than his PB at the moment. So that slipstream from Siebel hasn't looked like it's helped.
Yeah, the thing is, he's stuck in the dirty air. That means he's going to have less grip. Oh, he got a bit of oversteer on there as well. That is going to light up the rear tyres. It's not going to help Capit in any way. And this whole slipstreaming thing, nothing says it's illegal. You're allowed to do it, but It's up to you how much use you make of it. It looks like Risto Capet has not come off well. He lost those 2 tenths, and he's locked up again there. He's really pushing hard as Risto Capet. Front right is going to be screaming in pain.
It's indeed, of course, these will be, well, if you set your whatever lap you start, it's your fastest lap, of course, that's the set of tyres that you're going to start on. So people who's doing really hard laps in these ultra softs, they're expecting to go too far in the first stint of the race, probably because we're looking at I think it's a 53 lap race, I think, today. I wouldn't be surprised if they're pitting after sort of like 9 or 10 laps at this rate if they're really pushing that hard on these tyres, because particularly corners like Parabolica, if you're watching the stream, you actually see the smoke coming off the tyre. So, you know, they'll be really pushing that front left really hard around this racetrack.
Yes, indeed. 40 seconds to go. Alex Siebel is done. He cannot go out and get another lap in with the time remaining. Ricardo Costa's pushing it, I think. So it's down to these guys to push a little bit harder and depose Siebel at the top of the field. It is really now or never for them. And Risto Capet did improve on that last lap. He did a 1:19.4, but he won't get another lap in either. So Costa, Jordan, Burlack. It's now or never. Costa, I think, went right. If that is his lap. No, that was an out lap from Costa there. I thought he went a bit wide, making full use of the track to get the best run possible. He will get one more lap in. Dennis Jordan will finish this one, as will Burlack, as will Duvall, as will Bock, who's just started a new one. Time expires, so it's all about finishing these laps, and Ricardo Costa will need to get a good one in if he wants pole. But look at Dennis Jordan coming round the parabolic gap for the final time this session. Will it be an evolution on provisional pole? He's holding to the right. He knows he can, but I don't think he has. Doesn't improve. 1:19.3 stays.
We got Burlack as well. He's currently 700 off on his time. He's currently in P4. He's going around Parabolic, and now I say it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. You know, try and get. He's coming into the pit, so he's messed up the final corner quite clearly there. He's going straight back into the pit lane. Don't see anyone else who's actually up in their time.
Costa doesn't seem to be improving. Williams has got a green first sector. Improvements for Florian Geyer as well. Yannick Bock and Jerome Kriegel as well. Another name we did not mention, Jerome Kriegel, former FSR champion. In fact, he may be the incumbent. I don't know. But he has had success in FSR, has the Dutchman, the Flying Dutchman, I guess we can call him, which once was the name we gave to Rudy Van Buren. Maybe he'll be hoping to do well, but he's 1.1 off in that Madcape car.
I say Yannick Bock there, he crosses the line, goes up to 4th. Just going a 10th faster there, so second row there for Evolution. So another great job by them. So it's going to be Siebel from Costa and the Hawkeye, then an Evolution second row as it stands, and then Burlack and Risto Capet running up the third row there. So Evolution again, knocking on door for the pole position again, and upsetting a few drivers as well who's normally fighting for the wins.
Yeah, what a grid we have by the looks of it here. That's before back of the grid penalties, mind. But Alex Siebel, Ricardo Costa, Dennis Jordan, Yannick Bock in 4th place, as we say. Very impressive. Keep an eye on the German. Peter Burlack, Risto Capet, Duvall in 7th from Ty and from Shepard. Tida, Milan, Hutchinson, Williams, Fidek, Ayres, Geyer, Kastorp, Fournier, right Kilk in there, someone as well. Dennis Jordan asking for his second lap, actually, which will push him down past Bock. So Bock now 3rd.
I say Liam Duval also asking for his fastest lap to be deleted as well. He's going to go down a couple of places as a result of that. So do expect things to be shaken up a little bit as drivers do request their fastest laps to be deleted. Yeah.
He's asking for 19.6, which puts him down into 9th place. So that's 2 positions dropped. Remember, if you think you have cut the course on your fastest lap, you are allowed to request another one be taken to avoid a grid penalty for the next round. People have done it before. They will continue to do it. And it's just good sportsmanship, really, isn't it, David?
It is. I mean, I'll be honest, it's good sportsmanship. But in my opinion, in real life, the laps do get deleted and stuff like that. But if it was me, if you know you've cut the track, just slow down and don't sort of mess up the order, during the time. Just, have a lift or something like that. Unless it's the final corner, of course, which means you've messed up the next lap as well if you are on a hot lap. But it is good sponsorship from the people. They know they're going to get found out if they don't tell the DC to delete their fastest laps. They know they're going to get found out anyway, and it's starting a couple places lower is a lot better than starting at the back of the grid. That's for sure.
Quite so indeed. And speaking of back of the grid, we will be looking, of course, at who has penalties to serve this round in the warm-up session, which will be coming up very shortly. But yes, very much Alex Siebel's session. He gets the pole position and he will be hoping that he will be able to keep it nice and simple off the start here and make up for a slightly disappointing last round. We'll say that. So he'll want a redemption for that as we just wait for warm-up to take over. But quite the session indeed, David.
It was indeed. I mean, you look at that top 7 separated by a quarter of a second. That is before some people's laps do get deleted, but so close. I think it's with strategy as well. Bear in mind, everyone's pretty much. You think 2.5 tenths, you can make that up in one straight if you've got a slipstream, pretty much. So they're all pretty much on the same pace. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens here. You know, I think a lot of people are going to be starting the ultra soft tire. Don't know how long these tires last, but just, you know, using the prediction, I'm going to say people are going to be going for the ultra soft and then maybe a couple of stints on the soft tire. Because every team this round just bought the same sets of tires. They have the options to bring either mediums or hards. No one's done that whatsoever. Everyone's on the ultra soft, the super soft, and the soft tire.
Yeah, everyone playing snap with the tyres today. And, well, speaking of playing snap, they've all done their laps, but we've got a snap lap from, as well. We've got a snap lap coming up as well, because in our series of hot lap guides here in the GPVWC, we have another one coming at you today. So here is ACR Zaxby's Mitchie Hoyer with a lap of the Monza circuit.
Welcome everyone and good evening. This is Mitchie Hoyer from ACR Saxspeed, powered by SimNews.tv and the Sim Pit, and I welcome you to another episode of Track Presentation. So I'm already sitting in the ACR Saxspeed test drive car. I'm going around the racetrack at Parco di Monza, which is host of the WTF1 GPVWC 2018 Italian Grand Prix. And we're on the back straight already. It's such a special track. All that matters is engine power. All that matters is top speed. So we're going around this final turn, parabolic car. We get up to speed and power the car over the start-finish straight. DRS wide open. Starting the lap. On our way to turn 1 and 2. A very narrow chicane. You're hard on the brakes to throw the car in. You want to have a perfect exit, good acceleration, good traction before you approach turn 3. It's only a right-hand king, not really a turn 3, that Curva Grande. And the sector 1 approaching, turn 4 and 5. Want to skip the first apex completely to just focus on the exit and second apex, Variante della Roccia that was. Approaching Lesmo 1, late apex. Lesmo 2, on the back straight, where you have the second DRS zone, approaching the chicane Ascari, which is a second good overtaking spot if you manage it right. And if you don't make it, just be perfect through those apexes and chain those corners. It's one of the most fluid chicanes in the race calendar. Need to stick close to your opponent if you want to do an attempt into turn 1 on the following lap. Once again, parabolic car, early apex, opens it up, can smash it through there quite quickly before you go across the line. And that was 1 lap around Parco di Monza. So guys, watch out for the speed records to be broken, and enjoy yourself a fascinating race here in GPVWC 2018 Super League race around Monza.
There you go, Mitchie Hoyer of ACR Zaxspeed showing us how he goes about the lap as well here at Monza, and it looked quite competitive actually. That looked a fairly quick lap from Mitchie, and as someone with experience in open wheel cars, I'd expect nothing less. I wonder when they were going to get him in the Super League.
Yeah, so I suppose people try and take a few tips from him. Obviously, extremely quick driver. And big thanks for ACR Sack Speed as well for the help they give for, well, GPVWC in general, actually. They're doing a fantastic job. And obviously shows their hard work. We've been at the front of the grid of most races and top of the teams and drivers championship. Just wanted to say, big welcome to all the people who's watching, who's just joined us with WTF1 as well. Obviously, we just started on their side of the stream as well. So big thanks for joining us, the people who are watching from WTF1. I hope you enjoy this this session. Obviously, the race will just be starting in around 5 minutes' time.
Yeah, indeed. If this has just started, then welcome to WTF1 viewers as well. Great to have you with us. Joshua Anderson here, of course, alongside David Carter for commentary for this one. So not usually commentary team. I know, not the usual commentary team, but hopefully normal service should be resumed for next race there. But yes, Monza, it's looking like it's going to be a fantastic one. And I have, I believe, the list of back of the grid penalties that need to be served as well. And well, Liam Duvall taking the slowest time, but he's got to take it back of the grid anyway, so it's just a case of limiting the penalties, I believe, for him. Ben Horrell has got a 2 5-grid grid slot demotions, actually, so he's going to finish 10 places down in his qualifying. And, well, it's a bit of a sad thing, actually, because this is his last Super League race. He's retiring after this one, David.
He is indeed, obviously, you know, and it's his 65th race today, and it's not been a good season for him, but I know he's been talking about retirement for a long time now, and it's disappointing. Now, what is interesting about that, obviously, it's sad for Ben Horrell, you know, retiring from the race, so it should be his last race of the season anyway, but who's going to take up that second seat? I mean, my prediction is going to be David Frankic. Obviously, did the race at Hungary, and they did a really good job as a result, probably the best result of the season pretty much there. Ben Horrell, only 1 point finish. 1 point to finish this season. That was the first round of Australia. He's had nothing since then. It's been a torrid time for him. So for him, obviously, sad for him, but probably best for the team. You know, if they got any chance of, you know, being off the avoiding relegation, then it's kind of a move that had to happen. Obviously, Ben has been wanting to retire for a long time. He just not had the right drive to come in. He could do the right caliber to be able to come in and do the job that he's requiring from him, you know. So it's difficult time for the team, obviously, but I say for Ben, obviously after the retirement from Super League, I wish him all the best in whatever he decides to do in his sim racing career.
Yeah, of course. I think he'll be looking for drives elsewhere in other series, but just very much from Super League, I think he's decided to pull the curtain on his career down, and we will miss him. We will miss him. He always has given us something to talk about when we talk about him, and we'll be ashamed to see him go, but it is some significant shoes to fill at Red Bull Street Fighter, and I am indeed wondering who is going to do it. Anyway, continuing on with the great penalties, I'm looking. Ricardo Costa has 1. He has a 5 slot, as Right Kilk has 2. Argo Tita has 1, Erhan Jajovski has 1, Luke Browning has a 20 slot and the back of the grid I've just looked at, so not good for him. Tom Parker, and I think we're getting into drivers who aren't racing here at this point, have ones as well, but yeah, that is big penalty for Luke Browning. I did not realise he had that. He's going to have to work hard.
He's going to be starting in the Alps, isn't he? You know, he's going to start far back, but
Luke Browning officially starting this race from Melbourne.
Yeah, he started from round 1 of the season, but he's obviously second race for him in Super League. You know, he did the race at Hungary, and he hasn't had a lot of chance to do any practice in the wet. He did that race in Hungary, and it rained when he didn't expect it to, and it was just pretty much a disaster. I think he lost about 4 laps. He's come back again today. Now, I think personally, I can understand why he's doing it. You know, he's a very quick driver. I just don't think at this moment in time in his sim racing career, it's the right move for him. Now, if it's just a temporary thing, fair enough. It's a good experience for him. But if I was Storm, and it's nothing against Luke Browning at all, he's a very good friend of mine, I wouldn't see him as a long-term option. I think he should be getting experience elsewhere, probably Formula Challenge, or maybe Super Cup potentially as well. But I say Super League, if this is just for an experience thing, fair enough. But I just hope he's not putting too much pressure on himself to do well, because I think it's for him personally, I think it's a bit too much too soon.
Yeah, I mean, he's had some good results in Formula Challenge, and he made obviously the step up to the Super Cup several times. Obviously drove for Kosmoseki Japan at Hungary and had a great result. I think he was second in that as well. So he has talent for sure, but I think he does need, as you rightly say, to just focus on something. Maybe eyeing up a Super League campaign for 2019 onwards. Maybe, you know, if he really wants to go Super League, try and eye it up, get his eye in the junior categories, and then go Super League full time. Really commit to it, and you'll know for sure whether he likes it or not then. But yeah, warm-up just coming to an end now. 55 seconds in the session remaining, and we are about to get underway with the Italian Grand Prix. I'm going to ask you now, David, who's your favourite for the win?
I'm going to go a bit different, actually. I'm actually going to say, I'm going to put it on... where are we? How are we looking at the times now? So I'm just having a bit of a brain freeze there. I mean, Steve was obviously the favourite for this race, but I'm actually going to go for Yaltayan, actually, the edge.
Oh, okay, Yaltayan. I mean, that is not a bad shout. He's been very impressive this season. As I say, second in the championship. I do not see any reason why Yaltayan could not win this race. He is very much going to be a contender at the very minimum. You know what? I'm going to be the most confident I've ever been in the Beast predictions. I have a bit of reputation for being ambitious. I'm going to say Yannick Bock shocks the world and wins it. You heard it here first. So there you go. Our predictions for the win. What's yours? Let us know in the comments on the YouTube or Facebook chats. We'll be keeping an eye on those throughout the race. But before we do that, I just want to wish a happy birthday to Borja Milan in amongst all this for Epic Racing. And Borja, obviously... brilliant driver, and he's 9th in the session at the moment. Car 5 there. It's his 40th, I believe. Well, is it 40th? I don't think it's his 40th birthday. I think he's a bit younger than that, but well, that's what Nico Barkley's saying in the chat, but it is his birthday, so congratulations, Borja.
Yeah, I say be hoping for a good round today. Obviously, last time out, they Epic had a bit of a disaster as far as their engine choices, but I tell you what, Borja Milan picked out the bag because got a few points for the team in a race that they didn't expect points at all because of the engine situation. Had to manage the engine so much because they basically picked 2 very worn engines, but I didn't pick it. They was given them because they didn't choose the right engine at the time. But best luck for Boyer as well. Of course, just to let you know, I've just heard a little rumour that Bart Foss will be joining this race. He's been having his issues with his power issues, like power cutouts. I've just heard that he may just be able to join the race just in time here and start from the back of the grid.
Well, that would be good if that happens. If he gets up in time, if the session will be postponed a little bit, just so he can get in. But yes, for Borja Milan, if he could win on his birthday, well, let's put it this way: it would be a Spaniard winning for a British team in Italy. That's bordering on an international incident right there. But I think it would be a fantastic way to celebrate. I mean, Epic have had wins before. Jeffrey Fournier took the opener in Melbourne, remember? So it's not beyond them. Who knows? And as we say, if it's going to happen anywhere, upsets will happen at Monza. It's a fast track. There's not much in it between people. This is going to be a very good one indeed, by the sounds of it. So we just wait now to see if Bart de Vos is going to be allowed into the session, and he's not here yet. I don't see how we can postpone it much more. Obviously, we do like to give leeway to the drivers if things like this occur, but you can only really push it so much. So we just wait now for that. So just waiting for that, but do stay with us. We will be getting started with this race very, very shortly, and well, David Carter, when we do get started, it's going to be one heck of a lap one. It's going to be a scramble for places.
Wow. If anyone's done any sim racing before at Monza or watched real life races on the telly, you know what the first chicane could be like, say, chaotic at best. I mean, I did the Academy Series race last week and it was just such a chaos through there. You had cars spinning off, a couple of people rolling as well through the chicane. It was absolute chaos. But I say, you know, hopefully it'll behave themselves. They've known him for a long afternoon. Of course, you know, what's it, 53 laps today. So it's a long old race, of course, obviously a full race distance if you watch a Grand Prix. So they're hopefully going to take it nice and easy. But don't be surprised if you do see 1 or 2 little incidents on the opening lap. It can happen. Obviously, very wide cars, of course, and very, very tight chicane. So it's going to be some tyre rubbing, that is for sure.
Quite so indeed. I'll tell you this, I don't think I'm ready for a dramatic start. I just want to get it all over nice and clearly. I don't think my vocal cords will be able to take it, but yeah, you know, even when I think I'm going to struggle, you know it's going to possibly be a chaotic start, but I think it's going to be. I'm hoping that the Super League is going to have a nice clean start here. Usually we get away well. We've not had really many problems at Monza in Super League before, and I doubt that's going to be the case here again. But yes, quite so. We just wait for Bart DeVos, and again, I would give him a couple of minutes, but realistically, I think at this point, you know, if he doesn't come in the next couple of minutes, I just don't think he's going to be able to.
No, I think they're going to have to start. And the problem is as well for him, obviously, he's having these issues. He might join the race, literally do a couple of laps, and it will disconnect, or the computer will crash, or whatever issues is happening may occur again. So I think they'll give him maybe a couple of minutes most, and then they'll have to start this race. Obviously, it's not fair. The problem is it's not fair for the other drivers as well. But it's a situation that's been an issue at Storm, because obviously Luke Browning, who stepped into this team, is basically, from what he's told me, he's basically done the whole of testing for Storm. So it's been for him, he's not been happy. I mean, he enjoys testing, but he hasn't had anyone to test with at all. So he's been a whole new setup by himself. You know, it's a car that he's not too familiar with. Obviously, he does real life racing, which does help, but it's not a situation that he expected to be in, and it's sort of a little bit demotivating for himself. But you know, it's a learning experience for him, that is for sure. But you know, it's just not an ideal situation when she's second race and you have to pretty much build a setup by yourself, because for a teammate, for whatever reason, whether it's technical or, you know, look, they did the driver transfer with obviously the ex-driver, I can't think of his name now, it's lost me. Sorry about this. Basically, it's not been ideal for Storm, and it's just not ideal for him. But I do wish them the best of luck, because obviously, if you watch the scrutiny here, they have been tipped to struggle in this round, in this race. But it's let's say hopefully they can get a result and just a points finish. I think they'll be happy with that.
Quite so indeed. I'm just seeing Matthew Elton in the comments as well. YTF1 team order in all this is saying, in my try in Super League Monza 3 years ago, made such a good start, I found myself sandwiched and got suspension damage. Well, a Cheshire sandwich in Italy, well, you can't get any more British than that. Take your cheese everywhere. But yeah, indeed, didn't quite go well for Matt Allington, but hopefully our drivers are going to have a better shot here today. Mike Bell saying everyone loves Kung Fu Browning, and well, Luke Browning, definitely a popular driver after his Super Cup escapades, and maybe he'll do a bit of a Kung Fu start and get himself up the order, because who knows, we'll see if he's going to have a good one yet today. We hope he does. We hope everyone does as well. And we're just waiting still for Bart DeVos, actually. And I don't really understand how it can take this long. I know I'm being a bit brutal here, apologies for it, but I think at this point, we need to get the race underway. Oh, here he is! Late to class, Bart DeVos joins the race, and he's going to start from the back. Well, he's here, and that's what we wanted. He's here, he's finally ready, and we can get the race underway.
Well, I say it's worth it in the end. I say an extra drive from the grid's always good. But I say I think Luke will be relieved the fact that, you know, he has turned up. He's got a bit of support, even if it is from the back of the grid. But I say I wish everyone all the best of luck for this race.
Yeah, indeed. Best of luck to him, and best luck to everyone for this race. It is going to be a barnstormer. I'm calling it right now. And that's before the race has even started. How am I so confident? Because it's Monza, and it always puts a good race out. So here we go. 30 seconds before we embark on the lap of formations. And, well, hang on to whatever you've got, ladies and gentlemen, because this is going to be a brilliant one by the looks of it. We have Alex Siebel, Yannick Bock, Dennis Jordan, Peter Burlak, all in the top 5. This could be a recipe for a fantastic race indeed. Cars just making their way now onto the grid for the final couple of positions to be filled. And we are ready to get cracking here in Monza. The formation lap is underway, and it's ACR Zaxpeed's Alex Siebel who gets off the grid first. He flies away, he's on pole position, and he wants to make the most of it. Yannick Bock going a bit slower though, maybe deciding to take it easy and make Siebel's tyres cool down sooner. Both starting, I believe, are they both starting on the soft tyre? It looks like they are from here. It can take a while to be correctly synced. I would have thought people would have qualified on the softest possible compound, to be honest. But then again, it is Monza. Tyre wear not usually an issue. They could be up. They are on the soft. I'm just saying. So soft tyres for Siebel and Bach. Actually, Bach now on the super softs for whatever reason.
I think the game is just
yeah, just syncing up. This always happens. So excuse me for that. Either way, Jordan third, 2-3 for Evolution. And then Burlak in fourth. Then it's car 14, Risto Captain in P5, and Ricardo Costa in sixth. The all-time will start seventh from Chris Shepard in eighth, and it's Liam Duvall in P9, and Argo Tina rounds out the top 10. Boha Milan 11th from Mark Hutchinson in 12th, and Matthew Williams in P13. Excuse me again. David Feideck will start in 14th place. Michael Ayres 15th. Florian Gaia will round out row 8. Kazdorp and Fournier make up row 9. And Alex Cooper starting in 19th ahead of Jeroen Kwikkel, the FSR's own Flying Dutchman, in 20th place. Let's see what he can do. Dino Paolini 21st on the grid from Tobias Olsen in 22nd. Wright Kilt 23rd. Erhan Jajovski 24th. Ben Horrell going to start from the pit lane in his last ever Super League race in 25th place. Then Ben Willis 26th. Luke Browning 27th. Again, another pit lane starter who's also joined by the second storm of Bart de Vos in last place in 28th. So, David Carter says y'all tying from P7. I'm saying Yannick Bach from P2. Who's your pick for the win? We will see who is the winner though ultimately, but it's looking to be a good one, David.
It is. I've just noticed the tyre strategies. The top 22 cars are all going to start on the ultra soft tyre. We've got Right Kilk. He's actually starting on the soft tyre on the grid, and we've got Ben Hurrell on the soft. He's starting from the pit lane, of course. Ben Willis is starting at the only driver to start on super softs, the red striped super soft tyre. They're in 26, and we got Browning and Bart de Vos, both storms. They're starting on the soft tyre as well. Hopefully, won't get too hold up too affected as all the cars now lining up on the grid.
Yeah, lining up on the grid now. Hopefully, it's going to be an interesting strategy for Willis. But yeah, he's going to pull up now, and we are just inches away now from the start of this race. And well, Alex Siebel knows he's got to get a good start here. He knows he needs to do better than he did last round. We wait for the lights to begin illuminating now as a couple of cars are just out of position. But we wait for the lights to start. It's a tense moment here in Italy. Calm before the storm. We have 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Pause, go! And Siebel gets a good enough start by the looks of it. Bach right behind him. Jordan, Cabot, Burlak all chasing into turn 1. This is going to get hectic and cramped, but they know that. Oh, there's contact already. I see a Hawkeye going into someone. And oh, that is actually one of the, I think it's Argo Tina, who's cut the chicane massively. He'll have to give time back there after being touched. But Siebel, Jordan, Cabot are on the outside now of Bach. He's going for it into the second chicane. This is going to be an interesting one here. Jordan is going to try and kick off the lead, but Cabot through into third. He's done that nicely. Bach fourth, Burlak fifth, Ty in 6th, chasing going on. Duvall wants to have a crack at Shepard down the inside of Lesmo 1. Gets it done nicely. Duvall gets it. Now his own teammate going through as well. But keeping at the front of affairs, Siebel has got the start that he needed.
He has indeed, and Florian Guy actually took a trip through the gravel out the first chicane. But apart from that, and Tida having a little bit of a shortcut there, you know, everyone's got away nice and cleanly. People start from the pit lane. They're actually at the back of the train already. So 28 cars having a very pretty clean start actually. So I'll just see Luke Browning actually making a move there on Ben Willis. So he's making his way for the grid already. And Ben Hole's had a crash. Hole's crashed out for Scary. He's lost his front wing already. So just over half a lap. And that's his retirement drive. He might already be in retirement after that crash, but it looks like, well, he's probably staring at 20 degrees to the right to driving a straight line. So when he's going off the track, looks like he got a punch straight off the circuit at Parabolica.
Yeah, and he's out. Ben Horrell's last Super League race hasn't even left a lap, and he's left immediately. He is furious by the looks of it. But that is so unfortunate for Ben Horrell. Didn't even finish the first lap. And that is not the retirement party he wanted. I want to hug him. I really do. I feel sorry. I feel sorry for him after that. But either way, his race over. I'm just looking back at the incident with Argo Tina. It was Tina taking a boarding. Oh, sorry, David.
Sorry, I've just been instant. I think there was David Fidek just got tipped into the wall, and
yes.
Fournier shoved him off.
Oh, dear!
Spinning around and around there. Well, I think Fournier was actually. I don't even get a replay up. But I think Fournier was the making of his own downfall there.
Yeah,
as he hits.
It seemed to start in the first chicane. Sorry to cut you off there as he tapped Fidek, then he tapped it again in the second. Fidek then trying to rejoin, gets entangled with Fournier before the next corner. So Fidek's all sorts of offline. And then Fournier at the very next turn, possibly affected by damage. Kvikl on the outside. Yeah, Fournier then gets tagged. No, he runs onto the curb, gets unstuck. Runs into the side of Kvikl there, then spins over. Gaia taps him and he goes round again. So it's about 5 contacts in the space of a few corners and Fournier out. He's given up after that. So, yeah, that was multiple cars involved there. This is a chaotic start, but it's just being on a bit of time delay.
Yeah, so we got a move there as well. We got David Fidek moving on the inside of Kvikl into turn 1. There's contact and Kvikl spins Fidek round. He's rolled. Fidek's rolled as a result when he exits turn 2.
Oh, Daddy's got all sorts of aerobatics there.
Let's say it's the tyres make contact and Fidek rolls the car as a result, but he rejoins the race as the car gets turned back over.
Kvikl just went into the side of him and he kept pushing and Fidek went up in the air and rolled him and oh dearie me, this is just going from bad to worse here from all the people involved. And yeah, Jerome Kvikl, first Superleague race, I believe. Bit of a harsh introduction, but well, I tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, if there's one person this start has gone well for, it's Dennis Jordan. The Evolution driver is in, get this, 2nd place and chasing down Siebel.
I say start from the front. I think he started from the front. Well, anyway, but he's right behind Siebel. He's going to have DRS as well. You know, first time they're going to have DRS in this race. Let's see how much he's 14 minutes behind as they cross the line here. And DRS is active now on the car. He's in the slipstream and really wheeling in the gap now. Is Jordan going to look for a move? No, he doesn't. He's going to keep it calm, but he's just working out where he can potentially pass if he gets DRS again.
Yeah, quite so. Possibly they're going to go for the opportunity here as Jordan, if he gets it. Captain is 3rd in amongst all this. Burlak 4th, Ty in 5th, Box 6th. So he has dropped a couple of positions, but he's still charging hard. But here comes Liam Duvall, I'm noticing as well. Liam is going to go for it here. And he is charging hard, actually. He's really caught up to this group of 4, 5, and 6, trying to go for it. And Shebanov behind. He's on a spin. He's going to have to be careful here. Nicely held to keep it off, coming back on the track. But what happened to Shepard was he went into the chicane, he went into the second, got on the curb, lit it up, and did a full, and did 180 degrees there, then spun it back round, but he's back down in 16th place. This is a harsh start for a lot of drivers.
It's even harsher as well because Jurnovski's just come in to get a new front wing on the car, so he's going to rejoin in 26 and last at the moment. He's now half a lap behind everyone else now, so it's disaster for Jurnovski. He's now gone to the soft tire to try and make up some of the damage that's happened to him, but he's had to make a pit stop as now the leader's crossed the line once again, and then Jordan again, not as close this time, but still with the DRS and trying to make his way up to the back of Siebel.
Yeah.
Who's behind as well? Sorry to cut you there, Josh there, but Bok, and we got Duval there trying to make a move on Bok there.
Yannick Bok there, just going all guns blazing out on that, trying to keep ahead of Liam Duvall and does so nicely. Has been a chaotic start. It was a chaotic start for Borja Milan, is behind the both of them as well. What happened at the start there was he got entangled between the two Hawkeyes who slowed down for the corner. He tapped one of them, Hawkeye went round, and that's how Tito went off. He had to take avoiding action as Bok, Duvall, Bok and company are moving about. I saw him moving about the 8th, 9th area. I don't know who that was, but definitely things occurring here. Jordan, they're still fighting though.
It was, it's Duval who actually missed the chicane. He had to go the long way around the chicane, and that's where he might have seen the position change there. But he just rejoined behind Bok again. No time gain, no time loss, just missing the chicane altogether and just rejoining nice and safely.
Yeah, Ben Horrell in the comments saying someone closed the doors, he was alongside, and then he had to jump the curb and the car went airborne, and, well, from his point of view, at least that's what happened, and, well, that is unfortunate. That really is unfortunate, and a very sad way to end your last ever Super League race, but unfortunately, that's just the way the dice rolls sometimes, and, well, unfortunately for Ben Horrell, it rolled snake eyes, and That is not what he wanted at all. His teammate Florian Gaia, P15 at the moment, on the thread actually from Chris Shepard and DeVos out. DeVos has left the race. I think that's a disconnect from DeVos's part. Should be able to get back in, but Shepard has overtaken Gaia now. Gaia out of the points, Shepard into the points. And that is the battle we will keep our eyes on as this race continues to progress. Meanwhile, Jordan is in a real good run here. Siebel is not losing him.
He's not. He's still keeping us in his sights as well. Just in a move there for P10. Matthew Williams moving ahead of Argo Tida for P10. So it's a nice little move there. And again, Red Archer doing another. Well, apart from Shepard spinning early on, but I say he had a great race last time out at Spa. I say Williams trying to make his way up through the field and hopefully get a nice all the points again for the team.
Yeah, indeed. Hoping to get some good points here. And, well, Siebel, Jordan, Capit, Berlak all going still strong at the front. And battles trying to form themselves around the track. We'll keep you updated as and when things happen. Obviously, Monza, a track where anything can happen at any point. So I guarantee in probably 14 seconds there'll be something. In fact, here comes Jordan closing in on Siebel. Here is something happening. He can't go for the dive bomb into one, can he? Can he? He's considered it, you know. And he's not just considered it, he's done it. Signed, sealed, and delivered for Dennis Jordan. What a jump that was in a P1.
Super stuff there, and as I say, he's looked quick all day, hasn't he? You know, Evolution looked really competitive all race long so far. You know, we're only on the 7th lap now, but super job. Obviously, showed this potential at Spa. Didn't come off as the weather changed, and he got involved in an incident which destroyed this race. But now it looks like he's fully more than making up for that as he leads this race now from Alex Siebel.
Yeah, Jordan leading from Siebel. What can Dennis do with this? I think he could be in with a shout of making a good shot of this. Capit, I assume, is going to try and use the slipstream of Siebel to get the closer to this. Berlak, though, is going to keep his head in the game here too. Tying as well. Bach has a chance to capitalise if things go wrong at the front too. This is 11% of the race gone already. You said it was going to be a quick race, didn't you, David? You weren't lying. We're a 10th of the way through, but really, this is going to be really quite interesting how this race proceeds from here. It really is anyone's.
Incident at the back of the pack. Luke Browning has spun out the second of the Lesmos there. He's hit the wall, and as he exits on the right hand side, he's rejoined the track, but he's probably got some damage on that car, which is really unfortunate for him. He's the second Lesmo has caught out so many drivers for the last 3 days, and in the Academy Series as well. Just put the power on. It's very bumpy through there, and it's very easy to lose the back end of the car. So, unfortunate for Browning. Myself really wanted to do well, you know, considering the circumstances. He's a talented driver, but unfortunately for him, and a shame for him that he's had this incident. But hopefully he can recover and maybe get something out of the race at least. Yeah,
so easy to drop it on your own out of Lesmo too. It's a tricky corner because you're heading straight into a fast section. You got to get your foot down, but if you put it down too much, of course, you spin. So you got to get the best exit you can to get advantages on everybody else. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you've got to take care through the corner too, because if you spin, it's going to cost you more than a bad exit. And Dennis Jordan, not one who has to worry about bad exit. He is nailing these exits at the moment, nailing them absolutely harder than a woodworker would hammer nails into said wood. But Alex Siebel would like to get that first place back. Thank you very much, he's probably thinking right now, because he's not going to be happy that he's lost it after the debacle that was last round.
I'd say Dennis Jordan also pulling away 7.5 tenths, but you mentioned bad exits. Jarl Tan actually took a trip through the gravel through the second Lesmo there to rejoin, but now Yannick Bock could potentially have him in his sights. You know, he's dropped back a little bit from Peder Berlak, you know. Yannick Bock now looking at his sights. You could say, if you could just about squeeze Liam Duval in this, there's definitely a 6-car battle for the lead. Potentially, if Liam Duval gets that together and he closes up to the back of these cars, it could be a 7-way battle for the lead. I mean, that's just incredible after now we're on the 9th lap of this race. It's just outstanding stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed. I'm just saying, actually, Jeffrey Fournier seen he had big rear wing damage, and that may have contributed to the problems he was having, actually, at the start of this race. So that may have been why he couldn't quite keep out of incidents way, and that obviously will be a contributory factor if reviewed by the DC. If you had big damage at the time, wing hadn't come off, obviously, it was just quite damaged, so less effective, and that's why the car would have oversteered a lot more.
That's for sure, and particularly a track like this where you're taking corners at very high speed, particularly where they had the incident around the Lesmos. A lot of oversteer can occur in that sort of corner, and would have affected Fournier's ability to drive the car properly. And of course, you need such quick reactions in these cars as well. Very easy to have an instant. And of course, there was about four cars behind him as well. So it's probably of a train. And then it's, you know, like the I call the pressure cooker effect. You know, you have 4 or 5 cars close together. There's going to be an incident one way or the other.
Quite so, and yeah, pressure cooker situation could continue here at Monza. It's a track where that sort of amplifies itself, because obviously as time goes by, you know, it just goes and continues. So this is going to be very interesting to watch, obviously, as we continue onwards. This is lap 10 rather. So this is lap 10 of 53. So we are at 17% of the race. It really is flying by, as we said before. But, you know, this is a sprint for these guys. It's a 53-lap sprint.
Pretty much is. To say fast speed, you know, and it's all important to get that slipstream. Now, of course, the people behind in this train, obviously 6 cars back for the lead for pretty much. It's actually Box dropped back a little bit now to make it a 5-car battle for the lead. People particularly like Capit, Burlak and Tyre, they've been in the slipstream all the time. I wonder if they're going to have to pit in for tyres a little bit earlier than the leader and try and do a bit of an undercut here.
Quite so, could do the undercut, and that could work at Monza when you need fresher tyres. And, well, to get the draft out, as we say it, barrel out the corner, get the best exit, and do the best you can. I reckon maybe we will see undercuts for sure, and Alex Ebel might be considering an undercut in and amongst all this, but Capit all going to be there as well. Burlak, tie-in, remember, with ACR, it tends to be leading driver gets the best strategy. So, you know, Siebel will come in first by the sounds of it.
Very possible, as we've got another DNF. Erhan Yoski has retired the car. Didn't see how. But we've also got another a mover at the moment. It's Matthew Williams. He's up to 9th now. He's passed Milan. And so is Argo Tida as he goes through the chicane against Boya. Milan is dropping back here on his birthday down to P11. He's P9 at the start of the lap. Now down to P11.
Yeah, P11 Milan obviously got involved in the incident at the start there with Tida and one of the Hawkeye drivers. Bohard just trying to work his way back up. In fact, there's Tida, who was involved, had to take evasive action. So they're battling each other now. So that's going to be an interesting one. But yeah, this top 5 actually is 2 seconds. I wasn't aware of how close they were. Bok has dropped back now. But yeah, 2 seconds between the entire top 5. And a second between the entire top 3. Capit is closing in here. He's very, very, very much within a shout of this still.
Yes, for sure. You got obviously the Evolution and the two ACR and then the 2 Edge cars there. So I think Dennis Jordan, if anyone's going to go for it a little bit more, you know, you could say he's got less to lose. You know, he's at the front, but as far as the championship's concerned, he is very much, you know, spoiling the party for the Edge and the ACR guys there at the front. Then again, he's not really causing any chaos either, because he's not trying to pass them. He's just leading the train moment. So I think as long as the ACR guys are ahead of the Edge cars, they're going to be happy.
Yeah, ACR cars leading the Edge cars at the very least, and that's what they need. That's what they need to be doing in the team's championship, and what Siebel needs to be doing to extend his lead over Tyen after last round. But Dennis Jordan really is he's the kind of spanner in the works here. I don't think anyone, well, some people did expect him to lead, but I certainly didn't, I'll be honest. I underestimated him a bit here, but he could go on to win this race if he keeps this momentum up. Of course, rounds of pit stops will help decide this for sure, but we'll see exactly who benefits when as this race continues. Siebel with the RS is just hanging on to the coattails of Jordan's draft here, and that's what's keeping him where he is right now.
He's got sort of about 6/10 at the moment, but of course, with a pit stop, of course, if you get an undercut, say for Jordan, you get an undercut and you get a clear track and you gain a second during the pit stop, for example, then you've broken away from the draft. So I think people are more inclined here to take the risk, particularly if you're at the front of a train, do an undercut so you can pull away a little bit from the car behind in theory and get out of that draft. Of course, Siebel and the cars behind are all benefiting from the draft at the moment. So, you know, it's very much even Steven at the moment, but it's going to take one of them's going to go for it. You know, one of these top 5 drivers at the front is going to go for the undercut here. It's just a matter of which one and how much benefit or loss they get out of it.
Yeah, we'll see what the strategy is going to be like. I'm very intrigued to see how it's going to go.
And Burlack's attacking Capet here through to the second chicane. So it goes around the outside.
Oh, yes.
Oh, brilliant move from Pitter. Burlack there. That is a tremendous move there.
Quite so indeed. Brilliant stuff, Peter Burlack. That is absolutely brilliant stuff. Formula Challenge champion once before, and he's shown his credentials as to why he belongs in this top series here. With moves like that, he is charging up the order. Well done, Burlack. Let's see if he can hold off Capet now and maybe charge on Siebel, because that would seriously help Dennis Jordan. Not his teammate, of course, but it would help Jordan's chances of the win.
And so Jarl Tan as well was all over the back of Capet as they went to the Scary chicane there, but nothing come up. He got very close to the gearbox Risto's car. So they're going through Parabolica now, but of course with that move that Burlack's made, front two's pulled away a little bit there. There's a gap of 1.3 between Siebel and Burlack. So it could be the front two actually pull away here now, and the other three will have to give chase. As Tyne's now down the inside of Risto here as they go into the first chicane. Oh, there's contact between the two as they bang wheels.
Yes, Capet on the outside there. Yeah, Tyne got stuck in. Capet, by the looks of it, on the outside. Maybe pushing him a bit too hard, but yeah, Tyne went into one. He went hard into one, hit the side pot of Capet, and Capet on the Tyne was aggressively going for that position, but really, really going for it anyway. And yeah, JT, he's just gone straight back through. Well, yeah, Risto just can't seem to find the edge here, can he? On the edge.
Yeah, he doesn't indeed. You could say also, I mean, Capet has dropped back as soon as he got past there by Peter Burlack. It sort of knocked him a bit. Now Tyne's got past off a little bit of an incident. I say Risto here could be. I've just recently talked about the undercut. Is he the one who's going to do that? Because maybe he might be suffering obviously, not a lot of tyre wear around here, but obviously Ultrasoft tyres, they've done qualifying on these tyres as well. Is he going to be the one who makes the first move? Because at the moment, you've got to say, if anyone's going to have to do it, it's going to be him.
Yeah, if anyone is going to have a crack at it, he's probably prime candidate Chris Shepard. Oh, Shepard off big time, but he's recovered it as he skirts through the grass. Becoming a bit of a gravel mower there, must admit. But Michael Ayers is going to try and take full advantage here in that flag-to-flag car. And, well, actually, I say this. Michael Ayers, I was not expecting him to race today. I thought it was going to be Cameron Roger. But he's here in the car.
I say, from what I've heard in the pits, it looks like so Chris Shepard actually pits now. He's the first driver to actually make a strategic pit stop. But I think Cameron Rogers is going to be stepping in after this round for the rest of the season, from what I've heard in the pit lane. So as this could be his last race for flag to flag for now, at least. Maybe he might come back in the future potentially. But from what I've heard in the pit lane, it will be Roger in that car from the next round onwards.
Yeah, and, well, Michael A is definitely going for gold here, or as gold as he can get. And we'll be keeping an eye on him, as we'll be keeping an eye on everybody throughout this entire race evening. But more specifically, this leading group, because they are really starting to get interesting now. We move past the quarter race distance. We are not going to have many stops here for sure, because nobody has pitted yet. Those tyres still look good to me.
They're looking pretty handy as Liam Duval. They're running wide out of Ascari there, but he's now in the slipstream of Yannick Bock himself. I think Capet's got it back all together now. He's sort of pulled away from Yannick Bock. He's now close up to the back of Tyne again. Let's say they've just dropped back from Burlack, who's dropping back from Siebel and Jordan at the front. But Jordan looking really solid at the front now. The gap has not extended or been shrunk. But let's say Siebel, I think Siebel at the moment is just happy. I think he's content at the moment knowing that his rivals behind him. He's got Jordan ahead of him.
Oh, here we go.
Plan a strategy.
Yeah, as we see, I'm just seeing Duval and Tyne do pit here. They're the first. I don't know whether you mentioned that. Of course, you probably did because I spaced out or something. But yeah, Tyne and Duval both super soft time, and they exit in 12th and 14th. Although Gaia may have something to say about that, but he can't get past Tyne. So it is 12th and 14th, and well, and Tobias Olsen obviously feels this time too. He actually, he goes for soft. He's going for a harder compound. Paolini though wants super softs as he exits the pits now, and yeah, so this is probably the start of the pit window for these guys.
Poor timing for Tyne as he comes out in traffic. He's behind Ayres, Castorp and Hutchinson here, so he's got some traffic to make up here. So you might find that the guys at the front, if they knew about that, they wait a couple, 2 or 3 more laps before they get clear of that traffic and potentially leave time behind there. But he's on that fresh rubber, super soft of course, and I completely missed that, by the way, Josh. I completely missed it altogether as Tyne is actually now making a move there. You know, Hutchinson builds up no fight at all. So he lets Tyne through on those fresh super softs. Now, obviously, they lasted 15 laps, the ultra softs, and of course, they're qualifying as well. So you're probably looking at these tyres, probably doing like 20, 21 laps or something. So it might be now from now to the end, probably 2 stints of the super soft tyre to get to the end of this race.
Yeah, that's it.
They're all coming in the pits now, aren't they? Look at this.
I was about to say,
let's
see what they go for. Yep, super soft for Williams. It's going to be super soft for Milan. It's going to be softs for Tina, though. He's going slightly harder than everyone else. Hutchinson wants super soft, and I don't blame him. Alex Cooper in at Nordstein, of course. Switched from Hawkeye to Nordstein a few races back, and he is doing well for there in that number 27 car at the moment. Lifts up, and he is staying on. Oh, no, he isn't. It's just switched over to the softs. Excuse me. Yes, Alex Cooper in that 27 now. And let's see what he can do.
Going to be interesting stuff, as you say. At the front of the field, Jordan has pulled away from Siebel. The gap's now over a second. So out of DRS ranges. Dennis Jordan's pulled away. And Burlock, I think, is close enough as well.
Yeah, I think Alex Siebel needs to cut his losses now and come into the pits. He's lost DRS range to Jordan, and he's got Peter Burlock bearing down on him. These ultra softs obviously not working for him anymore. Maybe 2-1. Needs to cut his losses, but he's not. As he comes across the start finish line, he has actually gained a little bit of time, but Burlock has gone for the undercut on Siebel. Will this hurt the German?
I say it's now Jarl Tyne is passing Michael Ayers, so now he's got no traffic in front of him at all. So now we can just get on with the job and just focus on trying to get at the people ahead of him. As Burlock's now leaving the pit lane, he's now taken off. He's now doing 62 miles an hour down the pits. He releases the pit limiter now, and Burlock is ahead of Tyne.
Oh, he's well ahead of Tyne. So I wonder if there's going to be a bit of team orders going on the edge. Jerome Kriegel pits now for Mad Cape, FSR World Champion once before. Comes into the pits now and takes the softs. So he's another one going for this harder compound. It seems a lot of people have actually been opting for this. There's been some on the super softs, but a few people are opting for the softs as well. And Jerome Kriegel is one of them. Keep an eye on him. We'll see if it works out for him. Alex Siebel has dropped another 10th to Dennis Jordan, though. And if it were me, I would be boxing right now because he is sliding around more than a... Well, he's sliding around more than a happy kid of Wet n Wild, that much is for sure. And for those of you who don't know what Wet n Wild is, it's a theme park and it's a water park at the same time. Don't get any ideas now. As Alex
I know how few people's minds work in this.
Oh, here we go.
Jordan in the pits.
Jordan in. He's gone for the undercut. Cabot in as well. Now that is a surprise. Either the preferential strategy for Siebel is to stay out, or there's been a reversal of usual calls here at ACR, and Cabot is getting the better strategy. Time will tell, but he temporarily gets ahead as well. Jordan comes out now off the softs, and he's on the softs. So is Cabot. Burlock obviously going through bot on softs too. So now the leader's coming in and going for the harder compound.
Look at Liam Duval. Look, he's going to pass Capet here. He's got the undercut on Capet and he's passed him. He's passed him as Capet locks up into the braking zone. But Liam Duval has done the undercut superbly and passed Risto Capet. The only thing I can think of now, how long are these soft tyres going to last? Because I'm thinking, what's there for that? 30, 34, 35 laps to go. Will they make it just on the one stop here on the soft tyres?
Now, that is an interesting question. I'm not totally sold that the softs can last 35 laps. And, well, yeah, even though the ultras are lasting this long, they might do. But it's going to be really touch and go with the way as to when it becomes uncomfortable by the end of this race. So I reckon maybe another stop for the drivers who are on the supers. That might be the best strategy. Maybe a 2-stop race. 1 stop is pushing it a bit for me, even with these cars.
So now Alex Siebel now finally pits in. Also 19 laps plus qualifying, don't forget, on those tyres. So you're talking about 20 or 21 laps on those tyres. So he's done a great job to get him that far. And I see he pits in now. He's on the soft tyre. I say Dennis Jordan's going to cross the line. He's crossed the finish line now. Siebel leaves the pits. He's got the speed limit.
He's got him
for sure. And Jordan has made it. But look at Peter Burlock as well. Look at this on the outside.
Oh, that's going to hurt Alex Siebel. He loses 2 places, but look where he slots back in, right behind them. But he needs some good corner exits if he's going to capitalise on this, because look who's right behind him. It's his championship rival, Jarl Tyne, right there. waiting to pounce should he get the opportunity. Michael Ayres has come in as well in P17 now as Hutchinson passes. So two flag to flag swap places. And Jordan now trying to defend from Burlak as well. Siebel defends from Tyen. And Capit in 6th place trying to chase down Duvall. So the pecking order has been shuffled around a bit as we go past the 3rd race distance.
I'll tell you one thing for sure. The ACL will have to start working on their pit stops because both cars lost out to an edge drive. Well, both cars have lost out in the pits to at least one driver. So that is something they'll have to work on in the future because Edge Esports have really worked on that and they've gained a huge amount.
What a move from Yannick Bock as well, going into the Ascari chicane. Got a huge overspeed on Kazdorp, and Matthew Williams is right behind him now, though. He's on a charge as he comes round to the right here. Bock is going to have to go defensive, and Williams seemed to lift there, actually, I'll be honest. Think he's trying to set up a better run out of the parabolic. That is smart thinking there from Matthew Williams. He's got a better chance of getting the overtake here with DRS as he opens the flap up now. And he is going to get
but Burlap have tremendous roof around the outside at turn 1, and also Tyen has passed Siebel. So both Edge Esports car make a move in turn 1.
Quite so, it's the double edge, the double knife edge for the Edge team. Siebel, look at that from Tyen. I'm looking at the replay. Lewis Hamilton into turn 1, 100% sideways going through there and still gets it done on the outside. And of course, Burlak gets past Jordan. That is how you overtake. Both edges strike twice as sharply, and that is a 1-3 for the Edge Esports team. Sharp as anything.
That's magnificent stuff. But to say both moves there, both around the outside of the driver in front of him. Burlak now leads on the super soft tyre. He's going to have to get on with it because there's no way those tyres are lasting at the end of this race. That is for sure. He's going to have to really get on with it and try and push. So strategically, at least, I think Jordan could be set there a little bit more comfortable than Burlak at the moment. It depends how hard Burlak pushes those tyres.
Yeah, the thing about the Altai now, that overtake was good and all. That was a brilliant overtake, but his tyres are going to be like the summer of 1969. They are just not going to last. He's going to have to come in and get them changed at some point because you do not overtake a maneuver without taking at least 3% off your tyre life, unfortunately. And, well, it was showy. It was that much, but it has not helped the longevity of those super soft tyres. And he's going to have to do something about that. Petter Burlak opted for a more conventional overtake, and it's likely he'll be able to stay out a bit longer as a result. As we look at P18 now, Jerome Quickle here and Michael Ayres going to battle between each other, and this is a very close-knit battle at the moment. I know it's not for points, but I'm really interested to see how Quickle tackles this. Ex-FSR champion goes down the inside. Ayres is keeping him in check, but it's not check, it's checkmate by the looks of it for the Dutchman, because Ayres has gotten a considerably better exit, and he stays in 17.
Just indeed, as I say, man on the move still, Matthew Williams in P7. So considering a few start this race, he's running P11. He's just making moves, and the Red Archer done a tremendous job. And you know, I can't see him getting up to the top 6, but he's done a great job at the moment and really representing Red Archer's authority in the last couple of races as being a quick car.
Yeah, it really is showing his worth here, Matthew Williams. Very impressive for me, I think. You know, he's in that Red Archer. It's a good midfield car. It's, you know, not a bad car by any means of imagination, but he's doing good things in it. 7th place is very impressive, and I'll be interested to see if he can improve on that throughout the race. Meanwhile, Dennis Jordan not holding very well against Petter Burlak here. He's almost a second out, and he's going to need to do something about that. Right Kilk pits for Eval. And goes up on the jacks. He's gone for the Ultras. Wow, okay. Obviously, right Kilk not finding those softs to be working, and he wants to get off them. Okay, that is... Did he start on the Ultras? That's the question, because if he did, then that is a rapid change of strategy. He's going to go for possibly two more stops from here, because they were not working out for him. But Kilk comes out in 20th. Cooper challenging, though, not going to get it. That is a surprise, though. That has thrown me.
I say, I'm not sure if he did start on Ultra. I think he was the first person to start on the soft tyre.
Well, that'll be onto the Ultras then, perhaps for his one stint.
Yeah, very possible. He might sort of double stint on Ultra Softs now to the end of this race. That's my prediction. But back at the front now, Burlak 1 point ahead of Jordan, so Jordan's now not going to be at DRS at all. Likewise, Jarl Tyen. Alex Siebel still in DRS range, 6 tenths behind Jarl Tun at the moment as they go onto the front straight here, going past Parabolic, and now over the line to start another lap. Lap 23, starting the 24th lap here. So doing a great job. Nearly halfway through this race already. It's been tremendous. It's been all action. And I say, it's been a very brilliant overtakes as well. A few incidents, of course, as well in time as well, but some great racing.
Yeah, there's been some good action on track as well. There's been controversy and there's been, well, completely brilliant racing as well. But ultimately, we are still only under halfway of the race through here. I know it feels like it's going by quickly, but it's useful to remind yourself sometimes that we are under the halfway point at the moment. So still half the race left to go, just over. And, well, I would not count anything happening out yet. Maybe even a bit of rain if we get lucky. Just, go for the full house of wacky things going on in the race. But, I'm sure Petter Burlak doesn't want that. He wants it to be nice and predictable towards the end of the race now. And I don't believe he's won a race this season yet, as Petter Burlak. No, he has. Sorry, I tell a lie. He won at France. He took a win at France. That was his first ever Super League win too. This would be his second. In fact, I actually looked at the standings. Top 5 have all won at least once. So it wouldn't be Burlak's first win. It would be his second, but it would be a very good one for him. That might help him in the standings as well.
It would do for sure. I'd say he's got some catching up to do in the standings, but I'd say, it's Siebel, I'd say, in 4th. So if both edge guys do hold on to this position, which is, I'd say, unlikely because they're both on the super softs at the moment. I think ACR are both on the soft tyres. Speaking of ACR, we've got Capit making a move on Liam right again around the outside of turn 1. Great move there. He's up to P5. So, recovering there, Risto Capit. But Will obviously got the super softs on the edge cars, the softs on the Evolution and the ACR cars. So real mix of strategy here and see what comes out of it.
Yeah, let's see what comes out of this. Duval just usurped on the inside there by Capit, got the drive into the first half of the Retafilio, was on the inside for the second. It was always going to go his way after that. And Capit into P5, moves up a position, crucial for the Estonian here as Siebel struggles to catch Tyan, and Jordan is just getting left for dead by Burlak here. Burlak is on an absolute flyer. He wants to make it 2 wins in Super League, and you can tell, can't you?
I tell you, doing a great job as well at the moment. But if you've got that pace advantage on being on the softer tyre, then you do kind of expect a little bit. But he's pushing on well. See, Jordan's done great race so far. I think he's playing the long game. So we're just going to start lap 26 here. We've completed 25 laps in this race. Still a long way to go, of course. It might be quite racing might be a calm down a little bit here. We've got Duval in the slipstream with Cap at the moment there for Hawkeye, doing a good job for them, of course. I say return to form for Liam Duval since he's made the move to Hawkeye. They did a very good job in Spa. I think he's right up there in that race and doing similar things here again.
Yeah, doing similar here again, and really, really impressing for sure. I'm keeping a close eye on this one because could evolve at any moment, and well, knowing Monza it will, because that's what's happened throughout the start portion of this race. Maybe the end will be as jam-packed of complete brilliance as well. As, yes, you rightly say, we are on lap 26 now with 53, just under half, and we're about to go just over half of the race left to go. Burlak still leading from Jordan, Tyan, Siebel, Cabot, Duval, Williams, Bok, Milan and Shepardy are top 10 right now here in the WTF1 Super League Round 13 at Monza. And, well, what a way for Edge Esports to try and get the run back on ACR in the Teams Championship with Burlak to take a win.
It's going a bit off topic now, but I've been saying this for the last couple of rounds that Madcape have been put on the hardest tyre they can. Now, they seem to put really well when on the harder compound available. Obviously, they have 2 double points finishes in the last 2 races when running on the medium tyre. They're now on the soft tyres. A lot of people are around them, but they're running 16th and 17th. And they're going to be looking, but bear in mind that Dan Brewer's not in this race. Obviously, in the last 2 rounds, and really pull that car up. Obviously, got Quico in the car at the moment, running 17th behind his teammate Tobias Olsen, but a real motivation gain there for that team. And they'll both be looking to get a double points finish here today. Bear in mind, at the moment, would be in the sort of lower positions. But again, a good boost for the team. Obviously, Red Bull Street Fighter at the moment running 20th for Florian Guy, and a DNF obviously on the first lap for Ben Horrell there as well. So it's at the moment another gain here for Madcape in the standings. All right, because both teams fighting for relegation.
Yeah, indeed. Both fighting to stay in Super League. Of course, new teams exempt from that relegation chart we have on the GPVWC site. Do head over to that if you want to see what we're talking about, of course, because, well, the lowest ranked team in that chart considered for relegation the end of every season. And, well, it's the chart you already want to be on the bottom of. You want to try and stay up and stay in it at the top. So, you know, you don't want to be going down to Super Cup, really, but sometimes you have to.
Just looking at the gaps at the front, obviously now Burlack's got 6 from Ben Willis ahead. The gap's now 1.8, so the gap has kind of stabilised between him and Jordan. Not grown too much. Then 2.3 seconds behind Dennis Jordan is Jarl Tyne. Got Siebel right behind Jarl Tyne here, about half a second gap between them as Tyne slides into turn 1. And now Siebel's alongside him as a result. Tyne making a mistake there, which is uncharacteristic for him. And Siebel now trying to make a move as we go into the second chicane here.
Yeah, trying to make something happen into the second chicane. Siebel around the outside. It was never really going to work. He's going to be hoping Tyne makes a mistake, and Tyne has not. He's going to have to hold back. But he's pushing hard now as Alex Siebel on those soft tyres. Maybe just starting to come into their own. But remember, Tyne's on softer rubber. If he can make it work for him, he should have the innate advantage here. And that's what Jarl Tyne needs, really. He needs the advantage that he has over Alex Siebel, but Siebel's got DRS, which here is king.
DRS is king indeed, as Tyne has been locking up a couple of times as well. I just noticed into the chicane, the second chicane there as well. We locked up as well, so he's definitely feeling the pressure from Siebel here. And Siebel, that's literally, I mean, Siebel, that's what he's going to be looking to. Ultimately try and pass him, but I think, again, quite content to just sit behind Tyne, knowing that he's got the harder compound to tyre on.
Yeah, he knows he's got the harder compound, so he knows as a result of having the harder compound, he's going to work harder to get through. But, you know, at a Monza, which is a track all about speed, having that crack in the rear wing is going to help you with the speed. And he's catching up to Jarl Tyne now, but he's not nearly close enough to go for a lunge. I know we've seen some dive bombs, but that it would have just been, that would have been a kamikaze, that. He would have taken Tyne with him, and he knows that. That's why he didn't go for it. But ultimately, just trying to get closer to Tyne, then maybe psych him out, maybe sell him a dummy, go for the move and get through back into third place. But Jarl Tyne is wise. He knows exactly what Alex Siebel's like, and he's not going to let himself get outsmarted by him. So this is going to be an interesting tactical battle between the two that might turn into a battle for position soon. It's already brewing to be a battle for position, but it's not quite a battle just yet. But I tell you what, though, Jarl Tyne will want to get past Dennis Jordan and put some traffic in the way, but Jordan's not letting that happen either, because he's still about 3-4 seconds ahead. He's really impressing here as Dennis Jordan.
Done a fantastic job. Obviously led this race at the start of the race for about 15 laps or so, maybe 20. But definitely still in the race here for a race victory here, because the strategy he's chosen. Just one little update. I've just noticed Aldo Tida run wide at Oscar in the last lap or so. Now he's got Ricardo Costa harrying the back of him as a result there. And both Mad Cape, as I just see Mad Cape run wide, they've been battling hard. I think Quico was past Olsen, I think, but now Olsen's now looking to retake that place. So Mad Cape's battling really hard here. Let's just hope they don't do a Scuderia Brasilia from yesterday. That's all I'm saying on that one.
Yeah, that's all Carter's going to say on that one. And well, I'm sure that there's traffic now. In fact, there's a Measuric there, lifting to give the leaders a chance to get through. Bristol Cabot going through on the Measuric now. I believe that is actually Ben Willis who's letting everyone through now. So lap traffic starting to come into it. And Siebel has actually taken advantage by gaining a couple of tenths. But Tyne is going to want to put him back down those couple of tenths straight afterwards. But look how close he is now. I think DRS could start to be a concern for Jarl Tyne here. Definitely a concern, possibly a serious threat, as Siebel whacks the rear wing open and he gains the speed advantage on the edge car. But it's only a concern. It's not close enough to be a problem yet, though that might have changed by after the Parabolica, by the way they're closing in.
So Capit as well is now looking to close. He's closing the gap on him, because obviously Capit passed Deval a few laps ago. And now he's wheeling them in ahead, isn't he? Or he's only 1 second behind Alex Siebel, so he may gain DRS down this straight as well, potentially. Now the light hasn't come up on it. Yeah, it has come up on his dashboard, so he'll be closing in on Tyne and Siebel ahead of him as well.
Oh, this could be interesting. This look at the rate. He's closing in with the DRS, which means he's going to go left, right. Oh, of course, Tyne locks the inside off, and he goes a bit deep himself, but Siebel, contact with Jarl Tyne there. Almost took him round. but it was a small enough collision, really, that Tyan can hold it, but that is going to unsettle him, and it's going to unsettle Siebel too. He wasn't expecting there to be contact. That's going to rattle them just a little bit here, but now, at the very least, Jarl Tyan knows that Siebel is close enough, and that's where the pressure is going to mount on him. How is he going to deal with it? We're about to say, I expect well.
Yeah, he should do. It's a great save, actually, because obviously Siebel tapped the left rear quarter there of Tyan's car at the tyre, and he just had to, he pretty much power slided out the corner, so he did a great job to save it. But Capit is now making it 2 ACRs, pressuring the edge car here at the front of the field. Let's see what Tyan can defend. But I say it's, let's say at the front, I said they both pulled away a huge amount from the battle for third place, because you got better Burlak from Dennis Jordan, which the gap is now nearly 2.5 seconds. But behind that 6-second gap now to Tyan, Siebel and Capit. See, the way you got to look at this at the moment, you've got to see it's being a 2-horse race here for the win.
At the moment, perhaps between Jordan and Burlak, but as we say, this is sim racing and anything can happen. And, well, maybe Tyan and Siebel might put the differences aside and start working together to try and catch the likes of Jordan, to try and get position made. But obviously, Jarl's not going to benefit from that. He's not going to want to catch Petter Burlak. He's want to try and get him away from Petter Burlak. Try and give Petter as much of a lead as he can. And, well, he's doing a great job of leading. He's 2.3 seconds ahead of Jordan. And obviously, Jarl, as we mentioned, going to have that battle with Alex Siebel. Capit is just sitting there as well in case anything happens to Alex, or in case Alex gives up and gives Risto a go, though I doubt that's going to happen. He's charging hard. So, watch this space, indeed, for potential further moves. And, yeah, keep an eye on him.
Just noticed as well, big battle actually for 17th. You've got Quico, you've got Paolini, you've got Florian Guy, and you've got Tobias Olsen. Now, Olsen's made an error because he was running in 17th, and now he's dropped back to 20th places. So he's made a mistake here, but it's a great little battle here for moving the points position. Just a great scrap between these guys. Hoping later on during this race they may be in it. This may be the final points paying position if a couple of incidents, a couple of DNFs happen ahead of them. So, you know, it's really scrapping hard here for these minor places.
Yeah, indeed. You can often make the difference between positions in the championship. Oh, Siebel into the pits there. Well, was going to go into the pits, and Tyan beat him to it, so he had to go out. That was technically played for me. All Tyan, props to him there. I mean, I think he was always going to go for it, and Siebel decided against it at the last second. Now, the last time this happened, it did not benefit the German, but he's on the harder compound here, so obviously it was natural that at some point Tyan was going to pit. He's come out in P10, so he's got work to do if he wants to get back to the front. But Siebel, his tyres will drop off towards the end of the race. Duvall has had to go the long way around at the second chicane again.
Yeah, he's gone wide again, hasn't he? But just one little pointer actually is Yannick Bock is now past, or battling actually, to say Matthew Williams. He's got up to his battle with Bock now, you know, so a great job from him. But I don't think Tyan was on that super soft for that long, considering he's pitting what, lap 16 or 17. That took him, what, 15 laps, you know, so you've got to do 20 laps on these tyres now. So whether it's just undercut.
Well, his first stint on the Ultras, I believe, was a 16-lap stint. He's now done a 16-lap stint on these. So by the maths, he has got to get these 20 laps. I think it could be done, actually. I think this is probably going to be his last stop because, you know, if he can do 16 laps on the Ultras, he must be able to do 20 on the Supers. It kind of follows, really, that he should be able to do that. But, you know, things that follow don't always happen in Super League. It is an unpredictable series, and Bristol Capit, well, couldn't predict that he'd be right behind his teammate Alex Siebel to this degree, perhaps. You know, with the results he's had this season, this is probably a good race for Risto, to be honest. But right now, Alex Siebel's focus is Dennis Jordan, not Jarl Tyan. And I'm sure that with Risto being behind, if he were to come here, then Risto would do some hard defending to stop Jarl from getting through to Alex, because that's the priority right now.
It is indeed. It's for Jarl as well. Where is he at the moment? Is it P10? So yeah, P10. He's behind Chris Shepherd now. The good thing is everyone's sort of quite spread out in one sense. You can get, once he's past the car, you can get some momentum to catch the next car as well. Cars around him will also have to make pit stops as well. How hard can he push these super softs from the outset? I think it's an undercut move, that's for sure. 21, it'll be 20 or 21 laps on these tyres. We should be able to get there for sure. Just how much can he reel in or close in that gap? Because I said earlier, I thought they may not have to stop on the soft tyre, but you know, it might be the case that they may have to and then put on a set of ultras at the end of the race. Who knows? But it's a very tactical game. But I say at the moment, Burlack and Jordan, they're on alternate strategies. One on the super soft, one on the soft. Both at 1 or 2. That's why I think at the moment that you have to see them as favourites of this race. Siebel and Capit will have to work together to catch up to Jordan, but the gap is 6.5 seconds between them, so it's going to be a long old haul for them.
It is. Duval in as well for a new set of super softs, and well, we talk about pit stops actually. I know this is a slight diversion. Luke Browning in 23rd place has not stopped. He's been on those soft tyres for 33 laps, and it must be that he's coming in soon, or he's going to the end of the race on them. Come on, I mean, Monza, I know it's a low tyre wear track, but has anyone ever done a Super League race without making a pit stop? Answers on a postcard, please. But if Luke Browning were to do that, I doubt he will. I want to make that clear. But if he did, it would be some kind of record, even though he is 23rd.
It would be impressive stuff, that is for sure. You know, that's what you call an economy drive, that is for sure. But that just goes to show how long the soft tyre can last, because bear in mind, he's put these tyres on.
Now here he is. Just as I said that, he's coming. I knew he would. Because if you look at his front tyres, they have got serious wear lines on them. I thought it was going to be soon, and he has come in. I thought his strategy was genuinely going to be, as Gardner says in the YouTube comments, well, I can't stuff up a pit stop if I don't stop at all. But, you know, he's gone for some super softs now. This is probably going to be his only stop of the race.
Oh, it's got to be for sure. But it just shows the people on that soft tyre how far they can go. Because bear in mind, Browning was on those tyres from the start with a full load of fuel on the car. So it does mean that, you know, we said these... I said at the time when I made the pit stop, I have to take these tyres about 35 laps. Now, Browning's on 34 on those tyres, including a spin as well into the wall. So it looks like it looks like if we're willing to risk it for a biscuit, they can do that. These soft tyre.
Oh wow! Ricardo Costa just got balked by Chris Shepard there. Had to wait for Shepard to get out of the way before he could get into his pit box. And Costa has lost time because of it. He's gone onto the ultra soft. Shepard, in fact, on the ultras as well. I'm being told actually that I've missed a crucial oversight of the Super League regulations that you have to use 2 tyre compounds. So he could have done a no stop, but he would have been disqualified. So not really much point in it. It might, you know. I would have liked when to see him stop on the last lap. Say, well, I've changed tyres. You can't disqualify us. You can, you know, he's in the rules, and yeah. But to be honest, they would have been pretty much on the canvas by then anyway. Florian Geyer under threat from Chris Shepard, who's just come out the pits on the ultras, and of course Geyer is on the softs. So realistically, you know, here this is a battle too to try and get back into the point. Speaking of points, Jerome Pickle might actually get a point on his debut. He's in 15th.
And we've got Peter Burlack, who's just coming to pits, and he's on the ultra soft tyre. So he's going to go 19 laps. Now, bear in mind, fuel load is a lot lower than the start of the race. And they did, what, about 15, 6? Oh, actually, I think the Siebel did 19 laps on the
Burlack
ultra
did
soft
18.
at the start.
Burlack's first stint was 18, so this should not be a problem for him. I think this is an interesting strategy, and it could work out for him because he's on the fastest possible compound. He knows he can make them last 18 laps. Can he make them last 19? I'd say yes, because of course he wouldn't come in while they're at 0, because these tyres, much like the ones they use in actual Formula 1, have a bit of a performance cliff. They do drop off near the end of the life, so you want to pit with about, well, I try to pit with about 15 to 20% tyre life left. But I don't know whether these guys will be pushing it further.
We're not sure, but I'd say Dennis Jordan now in the lead of success. Now, the important thing is to keep the eye on the gap between himself and Burlack. Gap is now 16 seconds between them. Now, bear in mind, 19 laps to go, give or take, in this race. Well, actually, no, that's my map's got my maps completely wrong. Is that 17 left to go, actually, in this race? Apologies about that. Maths was a bit off there. But I say, you know, so you're probably looking at a second a lap. If Jordan doesn't pit, you're probably looking at a second a lap by the time... Peter Burlack will catch him. Now also he's got a past traffic as well. You've got Matthew Williams ahead, Bock ahead of him. Also Capit and Siebel, they're not going to make it easy for him by any means. So, you know, obviously Jordan in the hot seat in the moment, but how far can he make his tyres last, and can he get some good performance out of them as well?
Yeah, indeed. And well, I'm actually looking at the engine R&D map on the GPV website. I seem to have got a bit confused actually. I thought Martex engines had the least power. They actually have the most. That's why they would be using the draft, to make the most of that power advantage. And it also explains why Dennis Jordan out there, Alex Siebel and the likes, you know, it's why Burlack was doing so well. He has the most raw power. But Dennis Jordan in the Valiant engine car as well is doing quite well. They're up there with maximum power too. It's the Talos engine cars actually who have the least power. So looking up and down the field, you know, you see a Talos engine car further up the order, it's going to be, yeah, Liam Duvall's 8th, and that power deficit is probably hurting him.
I think you've talked about 2/10 a lap around the circuit with the engine, which doesn't sound a lot, but if you think it's a 50-lap race, you talk even 5 laps, that's a second. So 50 laps, you're talking about 10 seconds in time overall. So that can be the difference between making it into the points in some cases and falling out of the points.
Think of it this way, though. If you look at that map, you'll see the Talos have the best fuel consumption, so they make up for it there. They're a bit of an alternate way of going around it, better fuel consumption. But Liam Duvall, well, I'll tell you what, his lack of power is not hurting him. Fastest lap of the race, 1:21 dead.
Super stuff as Williams actually makes into the pits now from P6. So I'm interested to see, he must be going on to set of Ultra Soft surely now with 15 to go here. Yeah, and there he is indeed.
Yeah, 15 to go here, and Williams into the pits, and Burlock has actually just usurped the fastest lap. He's gone 2/10 quicker. It's what we like to keep an eye on, as you know, may indicate overall stint speed, whether they're setting fastest laps or best sectors or not. But Williams comes out on the Ultras. That'll be his last stop by the sounds of it. Comes through the second turn and blasts onto the run down to the second chicane. And, well, Yannick Buck is up in the 4th in all this. I've noticed he's come back up the order. And Buck is really running a good race because he's doing a Browning. He has not stopped yet. Well, actually, sorry, I tell a lie. He did on lap 19. But not stopped since then. And he's doing great for it. It seems then that this soft tyre is the best one. Unless Jarl Tyre makes a comeback rapidly.
I think with Jarl Tyre, where is he here at the moment? He's in P6 at the moment, I say on the super soft. But I think Burlock as well on those ultra softs. He's reeling them in. Obviously, Yannick Bock, he's reeling by well over a second in this lap, and he's now right behind him with DRS available now to go out of Parabolica. 14 to go here, and I tell you what, if Burlock keeps up this race, at this rate, a second a lap, he will be challenging for victory if it keeps going like this. Because the soft tyre will just keep getting, obviously just getting more and more worn. I'll say it, the ultras at the moment are as fresh as a daisy. You know, he can pick pretty much any braking point he wants to. And with that low fuel, it's going to be super effective. He's now 8.5 seconds behind Capit. Keep an eye on that time because obviously the ACR is going to be working together to try and keep the pace up. But raw grip and raw performance is what's going to make or break Burlock here. I'll say, but on those tyres, expect him to get the ACRs in the next sort of 8 to 10 laps or so.
Yeah, could be in there within the next few laps. Keep an eye on it for sure as this race continues to progress. Siebel and Capit just trying to work together right now. There's about half a second in it between them. Capit is actually showing a bit of a recent resurgence here. Look at the speed he's carrying through this section, and well, he's not actually, well, he was faster in Sector 1 than his teammate, but Siebel's got it back in Sector 2. Burlock sets a purple Sector 1, and Borja Milan sets the fastest lap of the race. So it's changing hands faster than a hot potato, but right now, at least, the one we want to be focusing on is Capit and how close he gets to Siebel. There probably won't be a position change here. I doubt that ACR will be having the drivers fight it out, although it's possible they might. We'll have to see if they get close enough, but right now I expect Capit to stay behind and just assist Siebel with drafts.
That's the way to go at the moment. I say it's they have to work together. Gap now between Risto and Burlock now 7.5 seconds. So that's a second gone in one lap pretty much there. So Burlock reeling them in. I've just noticed as well, I like to keep an eye on what the battle between Mad Cape and Street Fighter. So Quico at the moment running P13, so that'd be 3 points there for the team if they carry on like this as well. Ahead of Ricardo Costas, that's a tremendous job there from the Mad Cape if they hold down as well. As soon as I praise him up, there we go in the pits. You know, change your tyres. You know, forget what I'm saying there. That was a good run there from Quico. I thought they might have gone further on the softs. Actually, did they start on the softs? I think they may have done. Well, it's a set of ultra softs that's going on the car anyway. 13 laps at least. They make it from there. But if he's got any, I mean, he's going to come out in P20 here, but he's going to hope to try and get some laps in, like at the moment. So, like our Pella Burlock's doing at the moment. There, 6.8 seconds now the gap. So again, this lap already, that's over a second already now. 6.4 seconds as we go through Parabolica again. So the gap is just being reeled in. Like a cod in fishing You can say that for sure, and have that for Chippy T. That is for sure. It's 6.5 seconds there. The gap is being reeled down. He can now actually see the 2 ACRs ahead of him.
Oh, yes, he can. Petter Burlak starting to get a bit excited at the prospect of battling the ACRs for more position. He knows that he needs to do it if he wants to get this race win sorted, because Dennis Jordan is holding the fort down very nicely here, but Burlak wants to usurp it. He wants to conquer it again and get back on the top of that podium for his second Super League win. Jordan going for his first this season at least, so, you know, they both got something big to gain from this.
Oh, huge amount, and of course it's a huge, if you obviously winning any race is a massive thing, particularly this.
I should
it's
know.
A huge confident boost, isn't it? If you do win, if you do get a win or even an unexpected podium sometimes. Let's say it'll do them the world of good, particularly Dennis Jordan. I
should know. I've never won anything in my life. Well, that's a lie. I have, but I know what it's like. You know, to want to win. You know, it's really, you know, it kind of. Wait, the thing is though, Jordan, he's in a weird situation here because he's probably, unlike me, I would be. He's probably not thinking about it. He's probably just thinking, get to the end of the race. You know, I would be thinking about it 10 laps out and I'd mess it up and spin. But Jordan is cool enough to probably not do. I mean, he had fantastic Super Cup seasons, won all the time in that. But Super League's a completely different game.
Oh, it's a different animal, isn't it? And I say he's going to be delighted because at the moment he's definitely favourite to finish ahead of both ACR cars. Gap's 4.6 seconds between him and Siebel. But Burlak is going to be the one who's going to be watching out for. Gap between Burlak and Kappa now 5 seconds now between the two, and 10 seconds between him and Dennis Jordan, or less than 10 seconds now. So the gap has been reeled in. You know, when we start the stint, I think it's about 15 seconds when he come out the pits. It's already down to 10. And I said it's what, there'll be another 10 laps to go here. So it's going to be keeping one eye on the road and one eye on Petter Burlak for these guys, three guys here at the front.
Quite so, these top three, very, very interesting look indeed. But don't count Burlak out. He's just taking a chunk out of Risto Kappa there. That last sector, he was 4 tenths faster. He was 2 tenths faster in second one. Last lap was a whole second quicker than Capit. If he's taking a second out on average per lap, and there's 10 laps to go, he should have him by the end of this race. I definitely think. And well, Jordan's going even slower. Petter Burlak might be on for the win if he keeps this pace up, but he's got to do it every single lap. Therein lies the issue. And his last lap was 9 tenths. Yeah, you know what, Burlak. Watch him, he might just have sussed this strategy.
Super stuff, isn't it? You know, Burlak now, he's about a second a lap quicker and over than the 2 cars ahead of him, and then over a second a lap quicker than Jordan at the moment. So Jordan's got some traffic as well coming up. He's got Tobias Olsen ahead of him in a Mad Cape, so hopefully Olsen will be a good back marker and get out of the way as soon as he gets the blue flag. That is for sure, because this is a really intriguing battle here. I think for Jordan, he's just going to hope that obviously the ACRs are not going to make it easy for Petter Burlak. That is one thing for sure. And Jordan's probably going to have his hopes on the ACR, both ACRs holding up Petter Burlak now at this rate.
Yeah, holding the fort down at the moment, these two, 6 tenths between each other. But the knife that is Petter Burlak just keeps on stabbing away at the time. Last sector alone was 6 tenths faster. The previous sector was only 1, admittedly, but that is sector 1. It is quite quick. But the fact of the matter is, Petter Burlak has taken 6 times 7 tenths a second in the cornery section of this track. That's how much more grip he has, and that's what's helping him ultimately. It's what's allowing him to get closer to the likes of Kappas. He's doing it very quickly as well. That last sector was 3 tenths. Again, another whole second out per lap. And he's on lap 45 now. There is 8 laps to go. I reckon he's going to be seriously in contention. As we look down the order, P14, Ayers and Kelk are both battling as well. This is for the lower end of the points, admittedly. But Michael Ayers will take anything he can get in this debut season, remember, for Flag to Flag Sim Racing. Debut season, not just in Super League, but GPVWC as well. They've come right in at the deep end. They have impressed us. They have not fallen as many people expect them to do. They've managed to say that they can punch the weight and tag it with the big guys, and they're doing very well.
They are doing well. It's actually Kilk actually just passed the flag car there of Michael Ayres there. So he's on the ultra soft as well. He's the car ahead of it. Ricardo Costa. Oh, so Ayres there.
Yeah. Oh, clips the barrier as well. He clips the little board there. No damage done. Luckily, it was just a bit of a cosmetic scuff by the looks of it. But Ayres work to do now.
Yes, indeed. As that is going to be unfortunate for him because now he's going to be battling now for a points finish now as he's got Florin Guys. So Street Fighter actually we're getting 1 point as it stands at the moment, but they're looking to get a couple more potentially as well. Looking at the cars behind, I'll say there we've got a car there on Ultra Soft, that's Argo Tida, and also the car behind him, which is Mark Hutchinson as well. So Gaia might be in a very similar situation to the three guys at the front there with the Ultra Soft tyre runners there closing him down. So it's going to be difficult for him if that does indeed happen. But now looking at the battle at the front here, so we've got Jordan in the lead. He leads now by 3 seconds from Alex Siebel. So the ACR cars are actually closing up to the back of Jordan very slowly though. The Peter Burlak is now 1.5 seconds behind Risto Capit. This is tremendous stuff, isn't it? It's going to get really tasty here in the next lap or so.
Well, it's a shame I've already had something to eat because this is making us hungry all over again. Peter Burlak slicing away like mad at the gap over these last few laps. He goes within 1.5 seconds of Risto Capit, who set a personal best lap last time. So they're closing in on Jordan, but they're not closing in as quickly as Burlak's closing in on them. So I don't really think it's helping them at all. They can be closing in on Jordan, but then not only they're not closing fast enough, Burlak's closing too fast. So this might be double trouble for ACR Zack Speed as Peter Burlak continues to be powered by rocket fuel on his way to this potential race win if he can make it happen. Of course, getting by is a completely different game, but knowing Burlak and this speed diff, he shouldn't have too much of a problem. Look at the speed in turns 1 and 2 compared to the ACR cars. It's like he's got fan boost and downforce improvements all in one.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that's the first time actually Burlak, that last lap, but it's the first time he's dipped into the 21s. It was a 21.0. The two cars ahead of him did a 21.6 and 21.7, I believe, as well. So yeah, he's still closing up to the back, but not as rapidly. Now he's going to be starting to affect by dirty air, but the two-step of compound and the fresher tyre, it shouldn't be he shouldn't be affected so much. You know, really, I mean, now 7 tenths now behind Risto Capit.
Oh, he's going to get
DRS. So he's going to have DRS now. Look at this. It's going to be it's almost a 4-1 conclusion already. So he's going to close up to the Ascari. Now, I wouldn't be surprised at the rate that Burlak's going if he makes a challenge into Parabolica.
Oh, that would be risky business, especially with the fact he's got to overtake 2 of the ACR cars and not just one of them. Obviously, Martek's power helping trump Valiant power today, and he's doing a good job of catching up in the non-DRS sections too because of that pure power benefit. But this is going to be a foregone conclusion, and Risto Capit at least. There is absolutely no way Peter Burlak can get 2 cars in one corner, is there? I wouldn't put it past him if he tried it though. Although, is he going to do it? Surely not even Peter Burlak's brave enough for that. Nope, doesn't, but he's going to close in. That's what he's gone for. That's what he needed, but he needs to get through quickly because he's got a charge to catch Jordan. If these two hold him up, that's not going to happen. And Capit is going to be defensive as anything, as I told you. Look at him. Going from left till right, trying to find the line. You're allowed one move, trying to squeeze, and Burlak, contact! And Burlak has to go the long way around. Capit just, did he leave him enough room there? I think he left him a margin of room, but Burlak was never going to be able to make the apex from there.
No, it's very tough racing. I said the ACR's not going to make it easy, and Risto Capit certainly proved that point there. It was a very, very close quarters there, wasn't there? You know,
from where I'm looking, that was almost, and I don't usually like to put blame on people, but that was almost Capit forcing Burlak onto the grass a bit there. You know, he pushed it a bit hard, might not have left enough space, and it's knocked him back significantly. He's got to do the hard work all over again. That could be a race-defining moment right there.
Very possibly, you know, and now you know, well, Burlak probably knew what was coming as soon as he was going to close up to these guys, and it's already happened, but if that keeps happening, you've got to look at Dennis Jordan, and gap now still 2.9, so the gap is still very stable between him and Siebel. 5 laps to go here, you know, it's if Capit's still struggling, which it's not going to be easy for him, you've got to have a look at Jordan being an ever-increasing favourite for this victory.
I'm sorry, I tell a lie. Edge is the Quasar factory team. I've just remembered. Sorry about that. See, I go away for 10 races and I get my facts all wrong. Honestly, Josh, get your flipping head together on. But either way, that's what Burlak's going to do now. He's going to get his head together and charge hard to get past these ACR cars. I'm sure that Edge will probably be launching maybe an appeal or two at them after that for this race to see if that was pushing him off the track. But, you know, that is going to be decided in its own right as Burlak charges on.
Well, that charges on a gap now 4.5 tenths, but he's not reeled in as hard as I thought through this lap. Obviously, dirty air affecting the car somewhat as they go through the Ascari yet again. But I say, you know, they're all three of them are closing up to Jordan, but not at the rate that they had wanted to at this rate. 2.7 now the gap. And I was saying about Jordan lapping Tobias Olsen ahead of him. He's actually dropped back a little bit from Tobias Olsen. That's how much these soft tyres have affected the car. So much as the gap is between, he's not close to Olsen whatsoever. So Olsen for the moment will not have to move over at all because he still has a blue flag. That was about 5 laps ago. But as I say, we got Seaball now actually defending him from Risto Capit.
Oh yeah, I think there's going to be a position swap. Oh, into one. Oh, then Capit goes over the curb there. He's gone wide. It's gone disastrously wrong for him. Burlak through into third. Communication breakdown in ACR evidently. Capit went to the outside. Seabull to the inside. Risto went. The back stepped out. He had to go over the curb. And Burlak wasn't affected in the slightest. Now he's got no wingman, no protection from the oncoming storm that is the Edge of Petter Burlak.
Well, that was Petter Burlak given the red carpet there from Risto Capit. It's like, come on through, you know, we'll just have a race with each other. Probably say unnecessarily so. I mean, you can understand in some regards why Risto is challenging Seabull, but that has just completely thrown the ball the game. Don't forget, Teams Championship as well. I would have thought Risto Capit in that situation just held back behind Seabull, just let Seabull, you know, just a defence, you know, because it's also the risk of letting something like that happening, and that's exactly what's happened, you know. Now Burlak and P3 looking at DRS now to pass Alex Seabull.
Well, I mean, we've heard the phrase no team orders at ACR before, but yeah, Capit was, well, do you know what, actually, with Risto Capit really was pushing hard. They both braked at about the 100-metre board, but yeah, Capit was really charging.
Oh, and a spin there for Seabull.
Oh, Seabull round! My Lord Almighty, it's going wrong for ACR now. Alex Seabull, if he had a chance for the win, he doesn't anymore because Burlak was the outside. Oh, his contact! Burlak turned in. I mean, Seabull had to brake as late as he did, and so did Petter Burlak too. Burlak's throttle was blipping into the corner, obviously, as the downshifts happened because it's a sequential gearbox. But yeah, Burlak turned in. It almost felt like, from where I was looking, Seabull was going into the corner. Yeah, he lost it. Seabull locked up and continued on. Hit Burlak by the looks of it and had to spin turn it. So I would not say that was Petter Burlak because Seabull lost it into the chicane. He was braking late anyway, and now it's just a charge for Burlak. Can he catch Jordan?
A gap now 3.5 seconds since that incident, so Jordan's actually pulled away a little bit. Obviously got 2 laps to go now, so it's going to be a hell of a chart. It's going to be 2 laps over the line. So Jordan, you know, unless Burlak just puts on almighty speed, which it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be 1.7 seconds a lap pretty much, you know, and it's going to be very, very difficult.
Yeah.
I would say Jordan's got this unless he makes an error somewhere.
He needs 1.5 seconds per lap because there's 2 to go. Dennis Jordan chasing down his first Super League win. Petter Burlak chasing down his second. Burlak with the pace advantage. But, you know, the big story in these last couple of laps, that ACR incident, Alex Seabull has now dropped back 3 seconds from Risto Capit, who's overtaken his teammate, who has pretty much led him the entire race. That is the surprise.
What is it going to do for the championship standings? Obviously, Jordan was not really in the title fight so much, but Burlak in the edge, of course. Obviously, Capit will be close to Alex Seabull as well. This is going to get really, really tight in the standings. Obviously, the gap wasn't so big at the start of this race, and it's going to get even tighter now at the top between these 3, isn't it?
It is. We need to watch the sector times really to see whether Burlak has a chance of making this happen or not. Ultimately, we need to keep an eye on the sector times. Thus far, he's 7/10 up. He needs 8 in the last sector, or it's going to have to be a serious monumental effort, hoping for a problem for Jordan on the last lap. But Dennis Jordan, I think here, he can't rest. You know, you'd think, oh, he can just cruise it, he can phone it home from here. He can't. He has to keep on it. Because ultimately, Burlak can make up 2 seconds a lap if he gets complacent. He starts the last lap of the race. Burlak's gap is 1.8. He needs problems for Jordan. Otherwise, it is Evolution's win.
So it's going to... I think Jordan's just about got... It's going to be difficult, of course. So you're going to have no DRS assistance, obviously, across the start-finish line, of course, because they cross the line before they get DRS. But I say Jordan here looks like he's just about going to get victory. He's driven superbly. He's not made a mistake all race. And I say he's under pressure now. The gap now 1.3 seconds. But Evolution here, in line here, to make up from their huge disappointments at the end of that race last time out at Spa, and looking to get the victory here this evening.
Well, he's not got long to go now until he does get that victory done. He's only got a few more turns. Petter Burlak trying his hardest to hound him down, of course. In fact, is the gap closer? Yep. Look at Burlak, 7/10 out, actually. I almost didn't realise how close he was getting. He's 7/10 out, but I don't think it's going to be enough, ultimately, for Petter Burlak. He's pushed him all the way since he got the chance. But, oh, well, he's getting closer again. This is going to be a close one. I don't think Burlak's going to quite have the legs, even with DRS. Rounded final straight, and Evolution evolve into winners as Dennis Jordan claims his first Super League victory, and he is one of the 6 race winners now. Burlak comes home a valiant second from the Valiant Works team, ACR Zach Speed. P3 for Capit, P4 for Alex Siebel. Not the order they wanted, but it's the order they've got. Tyen finishes 5th and keeps Siebel in check in the championship. Bock finishes 6th. A great race for him and the Evolution team as well. A fantastic result for Bock. Duvall 7th, Williams 8th, Milan 9th, Shepard 10th, Kilk 11th, Costa will come home 12th, and then Kasdorp and Hutchinson fighting for 13th, but Gaia looking to get a point in 15th place as well. But who will win this battle for P13? Will it be Yuri Kasdorp or Mark Hutchinson? Looks like it's going to be Yuri out the line by less than 1/10 of a second.
I tell you, it's a massive battle as well, over the line for 7th place, actually. You had Deval just about getting it there from Matthew Williams and Boyer Milan. They was almost they was getting close to being 3 wide stuff over the line there. So that was a really close finish between those guys. But I say great result there for Hawkeye in 7th, and also Red Archer there in 8th as well. And the Boyer Milan on his birthday there, getting into the top 10 and with that 9th position there. But what an incredible race, and Dennis Jordan and Evolution Racing there. What a superb evening it is for them. You know, absolutely fantastic achievement. Obviously, Dennis Jordan getting the pole at Spa. He's gone one better here this evening here at Monza.
Yeah, indeed. And, well, Petter Burlak, a valiant second, as we rightly say. And I think Bristol Cap is out of fuel in amongst all this. He's run out after the line. But I tell you this, I think Petter Burlak is going to be a little bit annoyed. He'll be thinking, what if I didn't have that runoff? He might have been staring at his second win. And, well, tell you this, he might be a little bit of words with the stewards after that one. But either which way, right now, something that can't be disputed is Dennis Jordan, Super League race winner. What a run from the German. What a run from Evolution Racing as well. And, well, they have evolved into race winners.
They have indeed. You know, it's been on the cards as well because, you know, they've been really good for a while. You know, a lot of this season, they just not, for whatever reason, they just haven't been able to hit, you know, that race win. They've now got that. A huge boost to the team. And don't be surprised in the upcoming races, because now there's a lot of very good racetracks coming up now in the season. Don't be surprised to see them challenging more and more for race victories in the later part of this season.
Quite so indeed. And, well, I think we're going to get the interviews underway and amongst all this. And who better to start with than the newly crowned race winner, Dennis Jordan. Dennis, well done indeed. You've taken a Super League race victory for yourself and for Evolution. More like Revolution Motorsport at the moment, because you have turned the tables on the GPVWC today by taking your first win.
Yeah, thanks.
Of course, you had very good results in Super Cup as well, but How is it for you to actually make the jump into Super League as a race winner now? Now you can say, I've come up from Super Cup where I've run right over all over the place, and now I'm up there with the race winners.
I mean, for the last few races, we have been kind of on the edge of a race victory, so it was kind of overdue. Could have come earlier, but I think the competition is really high, and it was just as high last year in Super Cup, so I think that just shows that, all the guys that have been in Super Cup at the front last year are also fighting for the win, this year in Super League. So, yeah, it just speaks for the league.
Yeah, because you've been on the cusp several times, but you finally got it over the line in P1 today, and brilliantly so. And Yannick Bock as well, P6 for your teammate. That's really going to help Evolution in the teams.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're kind of trying to catch Epic, although I think it's a bit of a tall order, but I don't know. What's a good result now? Let's see what we can do.
Quite so indeed. I don't know whether David Carter has any questions for our race winner.
One thing I was going to say. Obviously, you had Petter closing you down at the later stages of that race. I've been on the ultra softs, and I said in the broadcast, I said you're kind of hoping the ACR drivers would hold him up for you, and I guess they just about did enough for you. But what was you thinking? Such a long stint on the soft tyre. And you got an ultra soft runner behind you, closing you down in the later stages of that race. What was you going through your mind there?
Well, actually, I think I was only looking at the fuel because it just went out of the last corner, So, yeah, if he would have been a bit close, I think he would have got me because I didn't have any fuel left to accelerate out of the last corner. So that was the only thing I was concerned of, just managing the fuel. And I knew that if I could get, that done, then I would have a good shot.
No, I'll tell you what, that is amazing stuff. Obviously, well done for calculating the fuel so well there. Great job from you there, Dennis. Also, one other thing, obviously, you got the pole in Spa, and he was looking good there as well. Obviously, the incident there that affected your race there at Spa there as well, disappointing. So this is one way to come back in a vengeance almost from that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we, after the quali, we were kind of looking for a really strong result in Spa, but the tracks are actually quite similar, both low downforce tracks. So we knew we would have a really good car and really good engine, especially here too. So yeah, we knew we could bounce back here, and maybe other races in the future will be a bit harder for us.
No, I'd say well done. I hope you take this momentum for the rest of the season, Dennis, and Yannick as well. Well done. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to you from me as well, Dennis Jordan. Winner at last. And, we move from one to another in the race winners category as well. Like, not in Super League, I guess. Maybe in Super League. I can't remember. My memory's not that good. But we do welcome Risto Cabot into the broadcast booth. Risto, well done to yourself on your race finish as well. Very tumultuous race for you. Just talk us through it.
Yeah, it was tough. I was definitely maybe not the third fastest guy, but I did keep the driving clean when it mattered the most, when I was behind Alex, so I could get in his DRS and gain a lot of time when I was actually not as fast. And yeah, in the end, everyone were just fighting for themselves. I tried a move on Alex so that he would have to fight Peter instead, but that didn't work out, but at least I tried, and then they collided themselves. And I also had some contact with Peter. Obviously, I didn't push him off the track on purpose, but I'll see the replay later. But yeah, it was as hot and hectic as we predicted it would be against Edge. Very tight, very close, but decent result.
Yeah, indeed, it was a tight run at the end, and I can't avoid what happened at the end there as well. With the problems where that happened, you went, it seemed, for your teammate Alex Siebel near the end of the race there, but it didn't quite go to plan. What actually happened there?
Well, that's what happened. A few laps to go, and it was obvious that one of us would lose the position to Peter, so I just went for it. I wanted to be ahead of myself. There's no team orders. As long as we don't punt each other out and we don't lose the team's championships, then we will go for it. And I tried, and I braked too deep, and I climbed the curbs accordingly, so we all lost some time, but no positions lost directly. I think anyway, a corner later Peter would have overtook me, so yeah, that happened, and nothing I could do. At least I tried.
Yeah, indeed, always trying till the very end, and if there's no team orders, go for it. It's perfectly free, just go for it, and that's the Bristol Cup we know, always going for it, and it's got you a good result today too. Thank you, Risto, for joining us. Pleasure to have you, as always.
Thanks.
And now from one to another, we move to our second placer, Petter Burlak for Edge Esports. Great to have you with us, Petter. Obviously, race winner before at the French Grand Prix. Not quite winner today, but you add to your second place total with another second to make it 4 this season and continue your charge in the championship as well. Just talk us through your race forward.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shame. I think my strategy was right. I knew I would have to pass people once I saw they were on soft tires, but I kind of believed I could catch them and pass all of them. They were in the kind of helping each other with DRS. And then there was a bit of mayhem as well. But at the end of the day, I think I threw away the win when I locked up in Ascari 3 laps to go, and I lost half a second.
Yeah, obviously, 3 laps to go, lost that time, and you were 7/10 out at the end, but you've made as good a case as anyone for being, a double winner here in Super League. And, this was round 13, you still got 5 to go. Surely it's got to happen before the end of the season.
Yeah, things just don't seem to fall into place for me. It was it's bad qualifying or some unlucky moments in the races. But I think it'll come. I think I can win a couple races.
Yeah, obviously going to be there and thereabout, maybe get a couple of wins in the end. David, I don't know whether you have any questions.
No, none at all. I just wish you guys the very best luck for the rest of the season. You did a great job, all you guys, both at ACR and at Edge. I say great job for you guys. And I say I just wish you keep it clean but entertain us as well at the same time. I wish you all the best luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks, David.
Yeah, and I think we're going to wrap the broadcast up after our last interviewee, which. Yeah, we're going to the championship standings in a bit, but I want to interview one more person, if I may, and that is the outgoing Ben Horrell, who's, I want to hug you, Ben, I really do, because it is such a shame to see your last ever Super League race go like that. I mean, it is massively, it was not what you wanted at all, was it really? But just ultimately, I want to hug you, because as soon as I saw that, I just felt so bad for you.
Yeah, cheers, Josh. Not how we wanted it, really. We had a really good strategy, we thought, and we knew I was going to start at the back, so we had everything pretty much planned out. I just had to get through 2 or 3 cars in the first couple of laps, and we're good to go. I haven't had a chance to properly look at the incident yet, but yeah, it resulted in me having no front wing coming into Parabolica. Car was a mess, so. Went off at Parabolica, pulled off, and retired, unfortunately.
Yeah, of course. And, not everyone can have the retirement they hope for, obviously. And afraid, unfortunately, you do add yourself to that list. But I do hope, Ben, this isn't the last we see of you in GPVWC. I know we have been talking personally, and you've expressed interest at the very least in driving another series here. So, this isn't going to be the last of you, definitely.
Oh no, I'm gonna be around. I'm gonna be floating around. Maybe ITC is somewhere you may see me, or Super Cup possibly. I don't know. Maybe even branch out into being a pundit or something. Might join the broadcast and be a pundit. I'm not sure yet. The doors are open.
I'm sure David Jake would be very happy to have you as a pundit. The more the merrier. Get in the broadcast. It'd be great from your point of view, someone who's been there and done it all, to be on the broadcast. Maybe we can have talks about that. But there you go. It's just, other than that, really, I just want to congratulate you on your Super League career to this day. Of course, Ben Horrell retiring from Super League after this race. And, we hope to see you in some capacity in GPVWC soon again. But once again, I want to just wish you congratulations and a happy retirement.
Cheers, mate. See you again.
And with that, we do round out our broadcasting for the interviews this evening. At least there's only a couple of things more we have to do now, one of which is the championship standings. So we are going to go to those now. And as you can see, after round 13 of 18, we have 5 to go. And Alex Siebel leads the driver standing still, 203 points, 20 clear of his teammate Risto Caprid on 183. Y'all tying on 177, still within a shout of the championship. Petter Burlak 11 behind on 166. And then Jeffrey Fournier, well, he's going to need a miracle to win it now, but he's still mathematically in it on 125 points for Epic Racing. Team-wise, ACR Zach Speed still out on front on 386. Edge Esports within closing distance too, 343. Epic, again, miracles needed if they want to win the teams, but they want to seize the minute. Though their closest rivals, Evolution Motorsports, with a hefty jump closer to them, but still remaining fourth. Hawkeye Racing, still the fifth team in the team standings as we await the next round, which is Singapore. So, David Carter, any closing remarks from you after this drama-packed race at Monza?
It's been amazing, hasn't it? I'll tell you what, Singapore, that is going to be an amazing race. Just, I'm just excited for it already. And of course, that's in 2 weeks' time. I think we've got ITC, our next event here at GPVWC next Thursday, I believe. And then after that will be, obviously the week after will be the normal regular running of Formula Challenge, Super Cup, and then Super League. And then a week after that would be the Academy Series at Japan. Suzuka, we were at Suzuka there for the first time. So that's the upcoming races coming up. Apart from that, I'll say I've thoroughly enjoyed your company here, Josh, this evening, and to do another one of these Super League races. I'll say it's been an absolute pleasure. So it's I hope I'll see you again soon. Fingers crossed.
Well, we don't know. Maybe we will. The future kind of is hazy on that front. But I just want to say before we do close off for the night, thank you to everyone. Obviously, all of our interviews, all of our watchers as well who've been watching you, all the spectators. Thank you for joining us. And I want to say thank you to Felix van Delft as well, who stepped in for all cameras tonight. So big thanks to Felix. And of course to Sim News TV for providing the broadcast. But to sign off then, from me, Joshua Anderson, we wait now for Singapore in 2 weeks' time. And it was an implosion for ACR at the expense of them. Dennis Jordan finds himself a race winner in Italy. Can he keep the form up? Can Evolution continue to revolve the field? And will ACR get themselves back on the podium and rightly where they belong? Join us in 2 weeks to find out. To keep up to date with the latest GPVWC videos, click on the subscribe button or check out more of our exciting sim racing action by choosing a video. For more information on the league, visit gpvwc.com.